What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day of the Daily Grind. I'm your host, 30NSG, and on today's show, we got a couple different articles that we're going to be going over. We're going to talk about from Bounding into Comics says WB Games struggles even worse than reports as Insider reveals Monolith Productions' Wonder Woman game has completely rebooted last year. I think this is off the other story that we did on Monday, but we'll see as we read through that article. We also have every game of State of Play that was at State of Play. Okay, the recap of all reveals and announcements. Okay, but out of all the games that we showed yesterday, or they showed yesterday, I'm going to go over all the ones that are coming out on PC and Xbox. So it doesn't matter if you have a PlayStation or not. Most of those games that they showed yesterday will be on either PC or Xbox or Switch or across the board anyway. So we'll talk about that as well. We're also going to talk about Microsoft might legit publish more games on PlayStation 5 this year than Sony does. So there's that. Okay. We're also going to go over, I'm going to go over this first. I don't like that news outlets say something that's not factual. Okay. So let me start with this real fast. I'm going to just bring this up on the screen. So Insider Gamer, or Inside Gaming, InsiderGaming.com says PlayStation has sold over 75 million units. Okay. Where Sony from VGC says PlayStation 5 enjoys the best holiday period, reaching 75 million shipments. From Sony's own financials, they shipped 75 million units up to this point in the life cycle of Sony, which is not taking anything away from Sony. Like, they have 65 million sold. They have 75 million shipped, okay? But I just don't like that articles are written and saying that sold over 75 million, because that's not how that works, okay? If you're shipping from Sony, because some of the things, they sell directly to their manufacturers, like they're the manufacturer and they sell right to retail, their own retail stores, that counts as shipped as well, not sold. Right? But places like Target, Walmart, Best Buy, those type of places, they do buy, like Target, Walmart, all those places, they do buy from Sony, but they put them inside the actual store, but that doesn't mean they sold that many. That just means they shipped that many. Now, sure, sold from the manufacturer to the retail stores, but this article doesn't say that in any way, shape, or form. So a lot of people think that sold means because it's shipped, it's sold. Like if you buy something from Amazon, right? You bought it, it's sold, but then it's shipped, right? And sure, but ship and sold are two different things, okay? So much so, I just want to read the definition to you guys, okay? Shipped means that the product has left the seller's location and is currently in transit to the buyer, while sold means the product has been purchased by the consumer and the ownership has transferred to them, which can happen before the product is physically shipped out, okay? So obviously, when retailers buy their actual stuff, that doesn't count as a sale. That counts as shipped. That's why in business, shipped and sold are two different things. I just wanted to point that out. I don't like it. I even posted on Twitter. I said, look, I don't care what you sold or what you sell, but you can't write an article saying they sold that many, because they didn't sell that many, because people will read that article and then they'll run with it and say, well, they sold 75 million units. No, they shipped 75 million units. They sold 65 million units, right, is what they have, right? So just wanted to point that out. What's going on, chat? What's going on, Mo? Eclipse, Wolverine. What's going on, Wolverine? Let's see. Travis, good morning. Jason, good morning. Drummond, good morning. Drummond says, good morning. How's your Friday? I said in chat, I'll let you know when Friday comes tomorrow. Let's see who else is here. Water Bear, good morning. Roic, good morning. Capachu, good morning. Argus, good morning. Noob Tech Guy, good morning. How's everyone doing this morning? Kylo, what's going on? All right, so Kyle says, morning, folks. How you feeling about Sony's only first-party game shown is a remaster? Well, no, they showed two first-party games. They have that other game that was the sequel to Returnal. That was a first-party title. It's just not coming out anytime soon. But that was a first-party title, I believe, right? Or is that not a first-party title? Let's see here. Argus says, and that 65 million doesn't take into the account the PlayStation 5 is being bought to replace broken or damaged ones. These are all kinds of reasons, not all for consoles. Yeah, I don't want to get nitpicky like that. I mean, you have to look at that the same way as any other console as well, Argus. Like, all I'm saying is people think that shipped is sold. And I want to make sure that articles being written about sold or shipped is that they're not the same. They're not the same. I don't want to nitpick and be like, well, they didn't sell this because I don't care about that, because if you do that for them, you have to do it for the other side, which is fine, but I'm not going for that. My whole thing is the article is saying that it was shipped, and that's false. That's false. And they know it's false, but they still run that. Good Papa says, yep, 100% false, just like saying that jet fuel is 7.01 pounds a gallon. Waterbear says, I buy data gone since I missed the last time. Soros, thank you. That's it. Yeah, Soros is first party. That's it. Let's see. Akru Papa says, up in the air. Some say the PlayStation 5, only others I'm seeing is PlayStation 5 and PC. So until we have an official announcement, don't know. Well, I have an article here talking about. Are you talking about Soros? Are Soros, Akru Papa, as up in the air? I have an article showing all the stuff that was announced that's coming on to third-party stuff. What's going on, Sin? It is first party. Yeah, that's what I figured. I thought it was. Lost Soul is releasing on PC and PlayStation Day 1, May 30th. There you go. Yeah, 25% of those are not active. Yeah, but the other side isn't bragging about consoles sold, making articles again to flex. Right. Again, I don't care if you want to flex about your plastic box that you love, Argus. If you're a fanboy, if on one side or the other. Again, my whole argument is that they wrote an article saying they sold, and it's not sold, it's shipped. That's all. That's all. Let's see. All right, so let's go with the first story here, which is the State of Play was yesterday. And I thought overall, as a non-fanboy of one console or the other, just watching the game industry and a lot of the games they showed, I was like, there's a lot of games coming out, right? Now, I wouldn't say there's a lot of games coming out for PlayStation, because most of the games they showed yesterday for the PlayStation State of Play, and they do this for Xbox as well, I just keep it consistent. Most of the games they showed are third-party, okay? Are third-party, meaning they're on PC, they're on Switch, they're on Xbox, they're on all platforms, basically, okay? So there's two articles. I believe this one is, yeah. So the first story is from Windows Central, is from Samuel Tolbert. Okay, he says, every PC and Xbox game shown during Sony's PlayStation State of Play of February 2025. Okay, here's all the games coming to Xbox and Windows PC from Sony February 2025 State of Play. If you guys like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. We just cover news stories, have conversations. We go back and forth. I give you my thoughts. You give me your thoughts in the comment section or in the live chat. If you want to come out for the live chat, if you're watching over on X, come on over to YouTube. You can chat inside over here, over on YouTube. If you're just over on X, enjoy watching the show. Okay, so 2025 means Gaming Showcase, and there's some new games announcements to check out from Sony PlayStation State of Play of February 2025. While State of Play shows are naturally geared towards presenting on PlayStation 5 games, there are usually a number of multi-platform titles, meaning worthwhile for Xbox and Windows PC gamers. To check out stream games, more and more first-party PlayStation Studio games are even coming directly to PC. Hear that? Coming directly to PC. Okay. So the latest PlayStation Play aired Wednesday, February 12th on 2025 at 5 p.m. Eastern. This was the Sony's first State of Play of this year, with 40-plus minutes presentation going into a variety of games, and embedded the YouTube broadcast above, so it could also view over the official PlayStation Twitch channel. So first, they showed Monster Hunter, which I think is kind of weird, showing Monster Hunter Wilds at your PlayStation event, considering the game comes out like, I don't know, 2 weeks. Okay, comes out in 2 weeks, and we already knew it was coming. It's on all platforms, right? So I thought this was a kind of a wasted spot, but hey, you do you. Okay, then we have Shinobi, Art of Vengeance, Tears into Action. Okay, it says Capcom showed off more of their Monster Hunter Wilds, launching on February 28th. Okay, then we have developers of Street of Rage comes Shinobi, Art of Vengeance is coming to Xbox Series X and Windows PC, PlayStation 5, and Nintendo Switch on August 29th, 2025. Then you have Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is on the way. This is Sonic Racing is back. An exciting trailer shows off Sonic, Dr. Robotic, also other racing across vibrant worlds in Sonic Racing Across Worlds. A closed network test is being happened on February 21st. This is going to be on all platforms as well. PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4. Okay. Digimon Storytime Strangers is real. There's a new Digimon game on the way. Okay. This is also The Lost Souls Aside. That's on PlayStation 5 and PC. We got a new trailer for The Lost Souls Aside, an action RPG launching on PlayStation 5 and Windows PC on May 30th, 2025. Pre-orders are now opening on February 19th. We have Borderlands 4 has a September release date, which we'll go over a little bit of all of this later. There were so many games shown coming out on September, which gives, a thought process of what's going to happen and why they're all coming out in September. Gearbox showed up with the look at the Borderlands 4 upcoming looter shooter stated for the launch of September 23rd, 2025. And when it arrives, it'll be available on Xbox Series X/S, Windows PC, and PlayStation 5. Now, I guess I'll go into it a little bit more here, okay? Because this is published by 2K, okay? And you know what else is published by 2K? Grand Theft Auto, okay? Grand Theft Auto 6 is also published by 2K, okay? And because this is coming out on September 23rd, now, this was the date around people thought that Grand Theft Auto 6 was coming out, okay? But now, and I've said in the past, I said there's no way they're putting this game after Grand Theft Auto, okay? They're not putting it after Grand Theft Auto. They're putting it before Grand Theft Auto. So because of all these games, right, because the whole industry talks, they know. They're like, so Rockstar, what are you doing? And they're like, well, we're thinking about putting, Grand Theft Auto out in October or November. And they're like, thank you. All right, so we're releasing everything in September, okay? And if Gearbox decided to put Borderlands 4 after Grand Theft Auto, dead in the water. What 2K is doing here is people are going to be hyped to get Borderlands 4. And they know that these people are going to buy automatically. They're going to buy Grand Theft Auto 6. So there's no way in hell that they would do this reversed, where it would be Grand Theft Auto, then Borderlands. People would be like, oh, man, Borderlands, and they would buy Borderlands, and then they go, oh, shit, Grand Theft Auto's coming out, and they'll dish out that extra $70, $80 for Grand Theft Auto. So this is a spontaneous buy, and this is the guaranteed buy for Grand Theft Auto 6. All right, so let's continue on. Split Fiction gets a story trailer. This is that game from the makers of It Takes Two. So really co-op focus main co-op game that these devs do. Hazelight Games gave us a look at a new story trailer for Split Faction, a co-op focus game that's also launching March 6th on Xbox, XS, Windows PC, and PlayStation 5. So that's yet another game. Directive 8020 brings Space Terror this fall. Okay, that's a PlayStation 5. It says super massive games. Next entry in the Dark Pictures anthology is a sci-fi fiction or science fiction, game called Directive 8020. And it happens on Space Station being picked off of something the players can jump into a horror when it launches on October 2nd across Xbox, Windows, and PlayStation. Onimusha, okay, Way of the Sword is coming in 2026. Now, we saw this. Didn't we see this at the Xbox showcase as well? So, obviously, we know this is coming across the board. Capcom announced Onishima game is Game Awards of 2024. And it was the Game Awards. That's what it was. And Way of the Sword is also launching on 2026 on Xbox Series X, S, Windows PC, PlayStation 5. Okay. Then we have Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater leak confirmed with an August release date, right? You see a pattern here, right? Early October, late September. We have August. A lot of these games are coming out August, September. September is like the new February. And why is that? Grand Theft Auto comes out. You want to get as far away as Grand Theft Auto as possible. So I'm thinking late October, early November for Grand Theft Auto 6. Okay. As leaks a few days ago, Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater launches on August 28th across all platforms except the Switch. So Xbox Series X, S, Windows PC, and PlayStation 5. Hell Is Us. Okay, Hell Is Us is a new action-adventure title exploring what war does in Innocent. It is coming to Xbox Series X, S, Windows PC, PlayStation 5 in September or on September 3rd. Welcome to the future of gaming, my friends. More games in more places for more people, which is the way it should be. Okay. Lies of P. We already know this is across all platforms. This is the DLC. Lies of P is getting DLC, and now we know it's called Overture. Designed as a prequel to main game, Lies of P Overture is coming to Xbox Series X, S, Windows PC, and PlayStation 5 at some point in summer of 2025. Days Gone. I thought this was a little stupid. Okay. Considering Sony canceled or denied, I think it was canceled. Okay, maybe they didn't even try. Okay, the game did well. It got shit on when it first came out. Game is actually beloved by the people that played it, and they wanted a sequel to the game. Instead, they said, we're not giving you a sequel. We're giving you a remaster. What I think is weird about this one is that it's a remaster for PlayStation. So what, they're going to charge, what, $10 for that? But yet, the remastered's already on PC. Like, you're having a better version of this already on the PC. And then, are the people on the PC going to have to pay $10 for what? Like, you know what I mean? I don't understand. I don't understand why they did a remaster. Again, my opinion, I think it's a stupid move to do a remaster. I would rather have seen a sequel to this game, even though I never played it. I watched, I forget what her name was. It's Tina something. It was on Twitch. Oh, no, it was on Mixer years ago. I watched her play through the whole thing. I thought it was a really good game. Okay, the rumor remaster Ben Studios' 2019 survival adventure Days Gone is real, and it's launching on PlayStation 5 on April 2025. PC owners aren't being left out and will be able to pick up the new content in form of the Broken Road DLC. So, okay, so they're selling a DLC. That's where they're getting the money from the PC players. Okay. Then we have Stellar Blade is coming to PC in June of 2025, which I think would make it the fastest turnaround, okay? I think it's the fastest turnaround that's been. Spider-Man right now has been the fastest at 15 months. Stellar Blade launched in what month? I think it was it February or March? Right? So that would give it 12. It's coming out in June, so 14 months, right? It's either 14 or 15 months. So this might be the fastest one coming from Locked on PC, now coming to, or I'm sorry, Locked on PlayStation 5, now coming to PC. So Stellar Blade coming out on PC. Okay. Blueprints is an artful experience coming to Xbox Game Pass this summer, which I thought this was a little weird, right? Because the announcement trailer was at PlayStation, but you could get it on Game Pass, right? So Game Pass, advertising a game that's on Game Pass. Cool. Okay. Prince, is set to a manner of 45 rooms of very different experiences. It's coming to Xbox Series X, S, Windows PC, PlayStation 5 this summer. It's also available day one in Xbox Game Pass. Okay. Abodic Factor is a headed Xbox Game Pass this summer. This is another one coming to Xbox Game Pass as well. Okay, unique crafting game. Okay, it's also a new trailer. It's coming from Xbox Series X, S, Windows PC, PlayStation 5 this summer. It's also available day one on Xbox Game Pass. Tides of Annihilation is inspired. Okay. This is another one from the new studio called Eclipse Glow Games, coming from the Tides of Annihilation, an adventure where players take up a role of Gwendolyn as it commands the Knights of a Round Table. The game is split into devastated London. Sorry. It's coming to Xbox Series X, S, Windows PC, and PlayStation 5. So there's all the games. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 games out of what, the 20? Was there 20? 20? How many games were there yesterday, guys? It was like 25, I think. 25, 28 maybe. So 18, right, are basically coming out on all platforms, which is really good. Okay. Now, on top of that, there's another article from Windows Central. Okay. So this is like a continuation of this. And I saw this when I was like, Microsoft might legit publish more games on PlayStation 5 this year than Sony does. Okay. So there's other games that I did, if you notice, I didn't bring up, like the Soros one, which comes out in 2027, 2028, who knows. Okay. So Microsoft might legit publish more games on PlayStation 5 this year than Sony does. Gamers react to PlayStation's state of play and the strange times of Xbox finds itself in. It's kind of a weird scenario that they're talking about here, at least from the headlines, right? I don't know if they're swinging this more towards this is by Jez Corden. It sounds like he's leaning it more towards this is bad for Xbox and not bad for PlayStation. I don't know. Sony has its semi-regular State of Play showcase yesterday, and PlayStation gamers hoping for a roadmap receives a lot of third-party multi-platform titles. Instead, did Xbox bow out too soon? Okay. It says yesterday, PlayStation had a State of Play event and semi-regular showcase upcoming games in both first-party and third-party. And more so than ever, State of Play featured a ton of multi-platform games, both slated for Windows PC, Xbox Series XS, in addition to PlayStation, which articulates even evolving industry. Okay. Right now, costs are outstripping growth of players in the console space. Sony has its modest increase of users year over year, but the overall pie chart shows that Windows PC is the main growth vector for the game industry right now, which goes into what I've been saying, that less people are buying consoles, okay, and more people are playing games across everywhere, but more people are playing games on PC. Hence why the industry, hence why Xbox, hence why PlayStation is moving more of their games towards PC, okay? To that end, PlayStation has begun supporting PC more than ever, with first-party titles like Helldivers 2 performing better on Windows than it did on PlayStation itself. Even Sony's biggest franchises like God of War, Spider-Man have begun hitting PC, and it seems almost inevitable that the future of PlayStation games will hit day and date PC launch cadence in the future, similar to Xbox. Nah, I like how everyone's starting to get on board what I've been saying for, I don't know, 5 years? 5 years? I'm the crazy guy. Okay? Things have progressed even more quickly on the Xbox side. Microsoft has the first to begin supporting PC to find users and revenue, and the console player on the lowest rung of the ladder. The strategies have been quite devastating for Xbox hardware sales, which have shown nearly decline at the breakneck pace of several quarters now. Microsoft has started putting its games not only on PC, but now even on PlayStation in order to make up the slow death of its own hardware platform. See, these guys keep beating the drum. They keep beating the drum of how they're murdering their sales of consoles. And what they don't understand, okay, is that they have moved. I'll do the analogy again, okay? Obi-Wan and Darth Vader are fighting in the Death Star, okay? Obi-Wan says, strike me down, and I'll be more powerful than you can ever imagine, okay? Now, I'm not saying that Xbox is going to dominate, okay? But what I'm saying is Obi-Wan as a physical person in the space was very powerful, okay? But him becoming an entity, putting himself everywhere, he becomes more powerful than Darth Vader's physical form of where he is, okay? Then he can help Luke, he can attach to things, he can do... He becomes one with the entity of what it is, okay? And that's what Xbox has done. PlayStation is Darth Vader in this scenario, those of you that are a little slow here, okay? And Xbox is Obi-Wan Kenobi. And PlayStation has slaughtered Obi-Wan Kenobi to the fact that he's no longer physically here, and now Xbox is more powerful than they've ever become because now they can put their games everywhere. These people that are stuck in the old days, okay, still of, I like horse and buggy, cars will never take off, are still in this physical form of console. Because they have no console, they're losing, which I don't understand. Okay, I just don't understand. So things have progressed even more quickly, like I said, and the strategy has been quite devastating for Xbox hardware sales, which also show nearly declines. Okay, so Ryan McCaffrey here says Microsoft might legit publish more games on PlayStation 5 this year than Sony does. Think about that from a business standpoint. Okay? If Microsoft is putting more of their games, not selling consoles, putting more of their games, cool. Sony's won. They're the leader of console sales, even though they're not. They're second behind Nintendo. Okay? They crushed Xbox. Software now going over to PlayStation, and more people are buying the game over there. Right? Earlier, Mo was trolling people in the chat by saying, top 10 games, how many does PlayStation have in the top 10? The answer is 0. The answer was 0. And how many games in the top 10 games played on PlayStation is on the list? And that would be 2, okay? Which would be Call of Duty and Minecraft, okay? if more people are playing Call of Duty on PlayStation, that means more people are playing a Microsoft game on a PlayStation. If people are playing Minecraft, which is top 7 games, top 5 games, more people are playing on a Microsoft game than they're playing on a Sony game. Meaning if they're staying in that game, they're not playing their games. And if they're not playing their games, they're not selling their games. Okay? So it says IGN executive Ryan McCaffrey reacted to the PlayStation State of Play, highlighted the strange times Xbox finds itself in. Go back 5 years ago and tell people above might actually come true. I would argue that nobody seriously predicted this. Well, let me tell you, Mr. McCaffrey. Hi, my name is Mike. I have had a channel for almost a decade, and I predicted this well over 5 years ago. Okay? You could call me crazy. You could call me that I didn't predict shit, but I have receipts. You can go watch my podcast, which is on Thursday nights, tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, called Generation X Gaming, a weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. Okay? So, but in 2025, it may well truly be the first Xbox publisher more games on PlayStation than Sony itself. Okay, Microsoft is bringing a long-time platform titles in purchase like Call of Duty and Minecraft to PlayStation as usual, but it's also bringing first-party games like Forza Horizon 5, Indiana Jones, Age of Empires across the PlayStation as well, and I've heard that even more games are slated on PlayStation in the near and long-term future. Recently, I've been also hearing that trusted sources of Hellblade 2 could be launching on PlayStation 5 as soon as April. There's no reason to think upcoming Xbox games like South of Midnight, Avowed, or even Fable won't hit the PlayStation in future too, as Xbox Steam's PlayStation PC and Xbox Series XS are a limiting factor to the short-term revenue goals. Xbox fans, of course, remain concerned that viability of long-term investment in the Xbox platform is potentially misplaced. Look, if you feel like a company who gives two shits about you has hurt you in some way, shape, or form, where they're not selling you a plastic box anymore, and you feel like you feel hurt by that, by all means, as a customer, choose where you want to go. If you want to go to PlayStation, go to PlayStation. Xbox is not in the console market as far as the dominant force for consoles. They saw that they lost, and what happens when you're losing something? You cut your losses, right? PlayStation cut Concord off because they were losing, so they said, let's just cut it off. Xbox is not cutting off consoles at like total. They're just like, you know what? Let's not worry about console sales. But how do we get more revenue? By putting it on PC, mobile, television, small little dongles, whatever. Put it in more places. Make more money off the software. Imagine Microsoft, who made their trillions of dollars in software, is now moving towards software. Crazy. I know. Who could have seen it? Who could have predicted this? Okay. Destin. Oh, I didn't really feel like doing that. Destin says, I just landed and have no idea what happened during the PlayStation stream. How would you rate it? Okay, I don't know. Okay. Says content creator IGN, Destin Laguirre also put a poll out and gauged the reactions of PlayStation State of Play, which many users voting D. There also been frustration of PlayStation. Well, how many voted D? I got to vote. I'll vote A. No, I thought it was a B. I thought it was a B. Let me see. Let me bring it up. Let's vote on it, shall we? I'll vote B. Okay, 44%. 44%. Okay, said it was a D. Many of users said D, first party. It says long-term roadmap for its first-party studios. PlayStation is publishing open world Ninja Fantasy Ghost of Yote. Didn't show that. They didn't show it. They didn't show Death Stranding 2. They didn't show Wolverine. Right? This is concerning, I think, if you're a person that beats that drum that PlayStation's got first-party titles, and they didn't show any of the stuff. And the stuff they did show was a game that was the sequel or predecessor to Returnal, which is coming out sometime maybe 2026, 2027, 2028. It's in early development. And the only other game they showed that was first-party was the remaster of Days Gone, which is a little strange. Updates on the project from the firm heavy hitters like Sony, Santa Monica, Insomniac, and Naughty Dog are typically what seems to generate the big headlines of Naughty Dog. Did recently reveal that the next game, which is a sci-fi outing though, and Insomniac just shipped Spider-Man 2 on PC fairly recently. But indeed, the elephant in the room is that all of these games are inevitably coming to Windows PC as well, via Steam or otherwise. That's correct. All these games will be coming. Okay. Gaz here says, all we're doing now is basically arguing about timed exclusives. Embrace PC, get everything. That's exactly right. Okay. So content creator Okay, Gez says, reacts to discourse and inevitable truth. PC is increasingly becoming the de facto best place to play truly what everything. Okay, Steam is the only platform and incorporates PC exclusives, PlayStation exclusives, Xbox exclusives into a single place. And with Steam doubling down its homegrown gaming Linux distro, SteamOS, and possibly more traditional console for your TV, your Steam has become increasingly likely. As someone who grew up unable to afford a gaming PC for the vast majority of my life, the idea for PlayStation and Xbox simply giving up on respective ecosystems is a bit desperate. Or desperate. Desperating? Desperate. Not everyone can afford a high-powered gaming PC rig, and to go further, not everyone wants one. Windows is the only useful in a desktop environment and a pain for a command for sofa and the controller. Although Xbox VP, the next-gen Jason Rowland, insists that the plan is to improve this at last for right now. Windows is the opposite intuitive and device, like the Asus ROG Ally, Lenovo Legion, or the sofa on the TV. At least for now, there are no signs for PlayStation or Xbox fully bending the knee to PC. What do you mean fully bending the knee? Xbox is fully bending the knee to PC. Everything on Xbox goes to PC. What are we talking about here? Okay. It says from Dragon Dojima, okay, PlayStation 5 reached 75 million lifetime consoles units shipped. Well, thank God you're reporting the correct term. Okay, units shipped. Okay, not sold. Hardware 9.5 million plus 16% year over year. Software 95.9 up 7% year over year, and 129 million active users. 129 million active users. So if we have 65 million that we know of, we can solve for the rest, right? So that means the other 60, right, or 50 million at least are on PlayStation 4, and the rest are on PC? Or is PC not included in this active users because you don't have to sign up to be on PC? So the majority of that is over on PlayStation 4 still, okay? So Ghosts of Yotei and Death Stranding 2 scheduled for fiscal year 2025. They haven't said anything. They didn't show it, right? So we'll see. Indeed, as Gaming New Current points out that the tweet above, Sony recent financial report revealed that the firm saw a plus 16 year-over-year growth of hardware delivered and a 7% growth in the console users. And the PlayStation 5 Pro doubtless helped out Sony here for the holiday period, but it's also interesting to see that the PlayStation can maintain the momentum given to the rise of PC. The X factor for 2025 is Grand Theft Auto 6, which is not launching day and date on PC and could drive users to Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and upgrade in regularly large amounts. Now, that would be interesting. What if, I don't think they will, but what about if Rockstar comes out and says day and date PC? What would happen then? That would be a huge announcement. Okay. It says Xbox doesn't really release its figures because obviously, let me go back to the Grand Theft Auto thing, right? Up to this point, they have never released on PC day and date. But there was a time, because I played my first Grand Theft Auto when it was only on PC. Okay? It was only on PC back in the day when it was top down. So not to say that it's not going to happen, because I never say never. Okay? But what if Grand Theft Auto in the modern day says, you know what, we're going everywhere day and date? Right? We'll see. We'll see. So Xbox doesn't release its figures for active console users, but I would guess that they also are in decline at this point. With users flocking to PC increasing amounts, Xbox hardware has declined nonstop for several quarters as the firm pretty much stops marketing its product. It didn't even bother to do a serious sale deals on Black Friday last year. No, because they don't want you to get a console. They would rather you get the service. Make the problem, sell the solution. The solution is, look, if you have a PC, just get Game Pass. If you have a television, get Game Pass. If you have this, get Game Pass. Make the problem, sell the solution. Okay? So Xbox is still pledged to build the next-gen console hardware, though. To that end, we've recently been told that Xbox next-gen console hardware has now moved past its early pitch stages and is also fully approved, and the cost all the way up to the chain. And I doubt it will see a reveal for their hardware strategy anytime soon. But what is perhaps more interesting to me is how Xbox is sleek and entice developers to support its efforts on PC. So far, developers have completely shunned the Microsoft Store for delivering their PC games, which doesn't seem sustainable if Microsoft is to maintain its own ecosystem. Okay, it says today, the State of Play, PlayStation Showcase, more upcoming Xbox games than ever before, including 2 Game Pass Day 1 games. I love how they just come in and kind of like They're like, oh, by the way, thanks Sony for televising 2 games that are coming on to Game Pass. Okay, so there you go. It's a weird time, and I think a lot of the people in the industry just don't understand, and it's just weird. We did go through the Stadia stage, right? Stadia was a platform they were selling with just a controller. You didn't have to get it, right? You could play Stadia on your PC, but people bought a Stadia because they knew people wanted to buy some sort of system or something or a controller. But the majority of people just played Stadia on the PC. That's what they did. So the future is just more of this. It's this, right? It's buying or playing stuff off the cloud. It's playing digitally across the platforms. It's play wherever you want. Majority of the games shown yesterday, the majority of the games shown at the Xbox, they're all multi-plat. They're all coming across all platforms. So it doesn't matter if you watched Xbox. Most of those games are coming on all platforms. It doesn't matter if you watch the PlayStation Showcase or State of Play. Okay, most of those games are coming to all platforms. The only person that's still, okay, that's still not changing things. Okay, sorry.
Crazy Uncle Nintendo.
That's right, is Crazy Uncle Nintendo. Okay?
Crazy Uncle Nintendo.
Crazy Uncle Nintendo does whatever they want. They don't need, okay, they don't need to follow what the rest of the industry is doing.
Crazy Uncle Nintendo.
Crazy Uncle Nintendo just does what they want. They stay true, tried and true. They sell their consoles. That's what they're doing. And that's why Nintendo doesn't have to go third party. Are they taking their brands and doing other things with it? Sure. Are they making millions and billions of dollars off movies? They are. Are they opening up a section of a theme park? They are. But why?
Crazy Uncle Nintendo.
Because Crazy Uncle Nintendo does what Crazy Uncle Nintendo does. Okay? So these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the live chat. What do you think of all of this happening as far as PlayStation? More of their games shown yesterday were coming over to all multi-platforms. Okay? PC, Xbox, some, I think one of them was for Switch. Okay? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the live chat. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. All right, let me scroll back up. That was a long ass thing there. Let's see. Kyle says, Avowed. I'm just going to wait until it drops on Game Pass and give it a try with playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 now. It's a lot of plate to try both. Yeah, that's why I didn't buy, Deliverance 2. What's going on, gamer? With the current situation, it doesn't make sense to me that Xbox decided to push harder in the console market and exclusives. PlayStation is doing nothing and getting everything without risking anything. Hilo says, just because I didn't win Game of the Year, Jeff's circle jerk, doesn't mean it didn't win Game of the Year. Where else? What are we talking about there? I don't know what you guys are talking about. Gamer says, it is. The games that don't do well on Microsoft is losing money. That's not getting back in their ecosystem, while Sony is not risking money. What do you mean, Gamer, that the Microsoft is losing money? Where are they losing money? Where's Microsoft losing money in with their games? If that's what you're saying, and I'll probably see this as I scroll down. Let's see. Nintendo is Chewy. Darth Vader only. I know Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren is lame. Eclipse says, I'm sorry, but Grand Theft Auto 5 Game of the Year with Golden Joystick Award and the considered more Game of the Year than anything because it's been around so long. It's 13 years, 12, 13 years. PS5, what's going on, PS5 blows? Sony down, but bad if they're letting Xbox on their console. Argus says, Game Pass, Hero. What's going on, Hero? Xbox going to sell more games than Sony. Owner says, but they are betting to sell games in other platforms. If those games don't do well, they lose money. I don't know. I don't think they're losing money. So what happens is there's no difference between what Xbox is doing and what Sony is doing. So Xbox, what did they put over on PlayStation to this point? All the games that they've put over on PlayStation to this point are games that have been on the platform for multiple years, right? For multiple years. Thank you, Sarge. I'll thank you in just a second. So like Sea of Thieves, Grounded, right? There was already the saturation point of those games over on this platform, and then they moved them over to PlayStation and then made more money, right? They didn't lose money on these games. They made the money on the platform, and then they moved them over to the other platform to make more money, okay? If and when Forza goes over, because I think that one is. If Starfield goes over, it's still a year after. It's still a year and a half after. It's still 15, 18, 24 months after these games have already launched over on Xbox. They are now moving over to PlayStation. Now let's look at PlayStation. PlayStation came out with God of War, Horizon, Last of Us, Spider-Man, right? Stellar Blade. Those all came out on PlayStation at the saturation point, and now they're moving them over to PC. Yes, they're not going to Xbox, but they're moving them over to PC. It's the exact same thing. They're waiting a certain period of time before they move them over to the other platform. Since Xbox is already day and date on PC, they wait 15, 24 months, and then they move them on over to the other side. Now, games like Call of Duty, which are third party, which were third party before they bought them, obviously they're moving them over. But just like MLB The Show was moved over, right? There's different games, live service games, that move over day and date right away. Travis says, I doubt this is a 2013 club. Sorry, you guys are talking about something. The last series has nothing in Game of the Year awards or franchise. PS5 sells Elden Ring, has most awards for any game. You're going to count 2 games together. D for Delusion. Let's see. Argus says, yeah, Returnal is remotely near one of the most popular IPs. So not what you want to see if the only real PlayStation game, especially when they have all the PlayStation 5 console sales money. Let me see what else you guys are saying. Flip says more like 30. Was it 30 games? Did they show 30 games? I thought it was like 25 or whatever. Switch It Up says Nintendo doesn't need platform because they're very protective of their IP. Did you hear the rumor that Samus not going to Fortnite? They want Samus only on the Switch version of Fortnite. That sounds... And that is why I call them Crazy Uncle Nintendo. They don't have to bend the knee because they have their core audience. The one advantage that Nintendo has over Sony and Xbox or Microsoft is that they have birth, right? The birth of people when they come in. The first system that most kids play, majority, is Nintendo. A Nintendo of some sort because it's so family friendly, okay? There's not many games on a PlayStation 5 that is family friendly. Every game that basically comes out for Nintendo is family friendly. Sarge says, that's it. Let me hear the Crazy Uncle Nintendo song. $2 super chat. Thank you very much, Sarge, for the $2 super chat. All right, Sarge wants the Crazy Uncle Nintendo song, so he goes.
Crazy Uncle Nintendo.
We'll play like 30 seconds. We'll play to the first chorus.
Started way back in 1889. Hanafuda cards, oh, the designs were fine. From toys to games, they paved their own way. Crazy Uncle Nintendo, doing it their way. Duck Hunt, Zappers, 8-bit gold. Mario's magic stories untold. From NES to the Game Boy's glow, always ahead, stealing the show. Crazy Uncle Nintendo, marching to their beat. While Sony and Microsoft compete, they don't follow trends, they rewrite the play. Switch 2's coming and it's here to stay. 64-bit dreams, we slid down the slopes. We got us moving, smashing all hopes. They zig when others zag, it's a thing they do. Breathing life into dreams from Link to Pikachu's team. GameCube vibes, controllers so strange. Critics said no, but they just won the game. Now the Switch broke the mold, hybrid delight. And now the Switch 2 shining so bright. Crazy Uncle Nintendo, marching to their beat.
Can you see like NSYNC dancing to this? Like that.
They don't follow trends, they rewrite the play. Switch 2's coming and it's here to stay. 64-bit dream.
All right, so there you go. Yeah, they don't have to follow trends. Nintendo doesn't have to do any of that stuff, right? They just do what they want to do. Again, thank you very much for the $2 super chat. Appreciate that. Switch It Up says it's more than that. Nintendo has long-lasting IP, while Sony is also Xbox don't treat their IPs right. Nintendo also have better brand awareness out of gaming. Yeah, this is why I've said Switch It Up, and I know you're pretty new in the channel, or at least talking in the channel. I don't know if you. I said all along, Nintendo brand is known from birth to death, right? So jokingly, I say that when you're born at the hospital, they hand you a Nintendo, and when you die, you turn it back in, right? That's Nintendo's brand. The brand of Nintendo is everyone. Everyone is their brand. Okuda Papa says 30 Nintendo sets trends. Cough, cough, Astrobot. Right. Astrobot is a perfect Mario game, right? It won Game of the Year. You know why? Because it followed the Nintendo format. Jax82, what's going on? It says, Big Bad Mo, oh, this is either they get it or they don't. It's not that hard to understand. Yeah, it's very interesting to see the way the industry is going. And I love that Ryan McCaffrey was like, nobody predicted this. No one could actually, what was the words that he used? Nobody could actually predict this, like, realistically, right? State of play, highly strange times, Xbox finds itself. Go back 5 years and tell people the above might actually come true. I would argue that nobody seriously predicted this. Seriously predicted this. Yeah, no, I didn't seriously predicted it. No, I just stuck with it. I predicted it and said the same thing. Now, I understand I'm a nobody on the internet. Nobody knows who the hell I am. Hell, there's people out there with millions of followers that people don't know who. I don't even know who that is, right? No one's going to know who I am, right? I've moved across 5 different platforms over the last decade. But I love how nobody could have predicted this. Nope. Yeah, people could predict this, right? I don't think I'm special in any way, shape, or form. I think a lot of people could predict it because it was there. Like, you could see it. You know what I mean? Like, you could see what was happening in the industry and where they were going. You didn't want to predict it. People didn't want to believe it. People still don't want to believe it. Again, this is the whole horse and carriage to car scenario, right? Someone said, here's a car, no horse. And I was like, that's never going to work. You think you're going to wind up a car? Who's going to pay for that? And how many buggies do you see on the road today? How many buggies do you see? There's still buggies on the road, by the way, right? You go to Pennsylvania, you'll see the Amish. Okay, there's buggy, horse, and carriage on the road. But I'll tell you what, they're a very small percentage. PlayStation 5 says, I ripped off Mario. In other words, rigged award show. Hey, look, if it works, it works, right? Marvel Rivals ripped off Overwatch. It's working. Fortnite ripped off PUBG. It's working, right? Sarge says, fail of the day. Do I snort this gummy out of my nose or try to blow it out? Jack says, you were the first one, 30. You were too early to get dismissed until it shows up. Right. And then everyone's like, well, there's no way you could have predicted that. Well, actually, there's no way you could have predicted that. You just said shit to say it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. And I just repeated it constantly for 5 years. I was the guy on the side of the road that held up the sign that said the world's coming to an end. Eclipse says, yeah, I have a couple of Amish families around me. And they have buggies. Of course they do. Of course they do. There's buggies on the road? Yes. Yes, there is, Water. Switch It Up says, exactly, there's $300 to $400 million force you put in on PC. Soon, Switch 2. We'll see. Can you imagine the day that Switch 2 says, yeah, you could play your games over on PC? That could it could happen. Could happen. Dolphin says, hey, respect. The Amish have good food, fresh eggs. Down the road, yeah. Very small percentage, though, right? It's the Xbox of vehicles now, right? The horse and carriage is the Xbox of transportation. Very, very few people use them, but they're still around. The Xboxes are not going anywhere. People still use them. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you like the show. If you come back every day and you're hanging out for 2 hours, and if I give you one moment of enjoyment, right? Just hit that like button. It helps us out. Very small channel, right? We're hovering around 2,500. It's like 2 people come in, 2 people leave. The people leaving is kind of weird to me, right? Like you can leave. It's just I've been making the same content the entire time. So it's not like I'm changing up my content. My content on this channel has been the exact same for the whole line of the thing. The whole time I've been live on 30NSG is the same content. Switch It Up says, I meant that Sony and Xbox make these $300+ million budget games, and the regular $10 million consumer on the console isn't enough. This is why they go to other platforms. I don't think that Xbox is making $300 million games. besides maybe like a Call of Duty. Most of their games they put on Game Pass, switch it up. I think, and again, I have no proof of this until someone gets sued or leaked, but I think that because it's on Game Pass, they have to keep the cost down, right? So that's why they're probably their budget is around 150 to 200 million, and the reason for this, and this is why I'm giving you my why I think this, right? I think the reason that their games don't cost as much is that if they put it on Game Pass, and Game Pass, so if I was a third-party developer and I wanted to go on Game Pass, Microsoft pays them money, right? So they pay them a substantial amount of money. We've seen from the FTC, we saw that they were going to pay like $50 million for one game, $250 million for a different game. So they're putting a lot of money into not even getting exclusive, but just giving a big chunk of change to that developer in some way, shape, or form. And if they do that, that game doesn't need to sell 5 million, 7 million copies, okay? So when they put their game on Game Pass, they're still selling it, so they're still going to sell 2 or 3 million copies, okay? So Starfield, first-party title, came onto Game Pass. It got played by 10 million people. 10 million people, but it got bought by, I think, 3 to 4 million people. So people paid $100 to get it early, 5 days early access, and that was 3 million people that did that. So that's $100 from 3 million people, okay? And the rest of the people got it on Game Pass. And the people that got it on Game Pass early paid $30 to get it 5 days early access on Game Pass or whatnot. And then there's people that just played it on Game Pass. Game Pass is $20 to play on the Ultimate Edition, okay, or $12 or whatever it is. So you need a higher thing, okay? You need a higher amount of players to come onto Game Pass. So let's say for every 3 counts as 1 sale. So if they sold 3 million copies, and then they get another 10 million people play it, or 15 million people play it, that's another additional 3 million potential, what would be counted as sales, right? $20 times whatever. So from that standpoint, a game that sells for 200 million or budgets for $200 million, they don't need to sell 7 million copies. They just need to sell 3 million copies. And they hit that mark. So they hit the mark of 3 million for the initial sales. They get the extra money for, early access or whatever. They make the money off of Game Pass for that game for that month or whatever that people got Game Pass for. And then once that's all settled, they go, you know what? We're gonna send it off to PlayStation to make an additional 3 million sales or 4 million sales. I don't think their games cost as much. I also said this because their games average around 85, 89. It's below 90. And it seems like games that are above 300 million usually get like over a 90. But games below $300 million usually get around an 80. So it's like, why pay more money to get that extra score when you could pay 150 million less and still be in a good range? So that's my thought process of why I think they're not spending as much. Okay. Let's see. Sea of Thieves Season 15, Mike. Oh, did they just announce it? That's part of Xbox isn't doing that. That's a Sony problem. Akuta Papa says, Astrobot sold only about 2 million copies. If the cost are right, Astrobot barely made any money after accounting for advertising and all. I would say that Astrobot probably cost them maybe like 60 million. What did it cost? I don't think it cost a lot of money. I don't know if they share the amount. Let me look it up. I don't think Astrobot PlayStation 5. Yeah. Its budget was likely reasonably around 50 to 75 mil. Okay. So from that, Akuta Papa, if it's between 50 and 75 mil, selling 2 million copies, I would say that's pretty good. Because if it's 50 and you double it, it's $100 million total with that and production and budgeting. If it's 75, it's 150 mil. Okay, $150 million, let's say, with marketing. And they sold 2 million copies at, what, $70? So I would say they made money, maybe not a shit ton of money, but they'll make money over time, and they're profitable now with just 2 million. And that's before they won Game of the Year. Still profitable. Estimated 50 to 85 million without advertising, 2 million copies at $60. Was it $60? 120. So after that, knowing the advertising, it was also going to be much as a game itself, and to find out how much it made or didn't. Right. Again, we don't know what it is, but I would say that it made money, but it doesn't have to make an absorbent amount of money. Right? they're about to bundle it, so it's about to be selling plenty more. Right. So if they sell 10 million more PlayStations and they bundle it in there. What's going on, John? You see the new Cat movie has a 52% on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, is that updated today? 52? So it went up. I think yesterday it was a 48. I think it was a 48. All right, so let's go from that state of play. Let me see what other... let's go down the list of everything that they showed here. Okay, so let's stick with... the other stuff that I didn't mention. Okay, so we have Soros, which is releasing PlayStation 5 in 2026. Did they say 2026 in the thing? I don't remember. Did it say 2026 for Soros? It did, right? So obviously, we'll always say up until December 31st for 2026. So the Returnal sequel, prequel, predecessor, whatever it is, that's coming out in 2026. Lost Souls Aside is coming in May 30th. Metal Eden, that's coming out May 6th. Okay. Tides of Annihilation, no date on that. Mind's Eye is coming out in summer of 2025. Days Gone Remaster is April 25th. Monster Hunter Wilds, that's coming out next week, 2 weeks from now. Shinobi, that's coming out August 29th. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds got gameplay trailer. We don't know when that's coming out. Digimon Story Time Stranger launching in 2025. Like a Dragon, Pirate Yuzuka in Hawaii. Got a story trailer. Do we know when that comes out? I think they have a date for that, don't they? Or they don't have a date for that. Dave the Diver, okay, is getting a Yuzuka Like Dragon DLC. WWE 2K25 multiplayer hub was revealed. This is going to be an absolute clusterfuck, okay? WWE has gone the route of basically, I don't know, what, CSGO? If that's what you want to call it. Okay? So that'll be interesting to see what happens with WWE 2K25. Borderlands 4 is coming out September 23rd, which because of that, I think that's already locked in when Grand Theft Auto comes out. I said that earlier. I think it comes out in October, November now for sure. Okay? Split Fiction. That's coming out sooner rather than later. Supermassive Game Directive 8020 is coming out on October 2nd. Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of Mimic is coming out June 13th. Action Adventure Midnight Walk is coming out for PlayStation 5 and PSVR 2 on May 8th. Darwin's Paradox is the new platformer. We don't have a date for that. Dynasty Warriors spin-off Warriors Abyss is out now on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. And Amusha 2 Samurai's Destiny got a new trailer. Amush Way of the Sword got a new trailer. Do we know the dates of those for Amanusha? Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater is out August 28th. Hell is Us September 4th. Lies of P DLC is coming this summer. Pixel Junk Adventure Dreams Another coming on PlayStation 5, PSVR 2 in 2025. And Stellar Blade Goddess of Victory is out in June. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 27 games were announced yesterday, or not announced, but shown off yesterday. 27 games announced yesterday. 18 of those are multi-platform, and then some of them don't have dates or whatnot. Overall, look, I thought it was a good show for someone that's not a fanboy of one or the other. Just looking at what they showed. Out of all of these things, again, I don't have a PlayStation. I'll tell you games maybe I was interested in. Okay? Games I was interested in. Okay, Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm not getting it, but obviously it looked good, but I'm not purchasing it. Dave the Diver is one of those games that I want to get, but I just don't have the time for. Borderlands 4, again, if it's September, then Grand Theft Auto comes out in October. I'm not going to get Borderlands 4. That'll go on the back burner, but I am interested in that. Let's see. Midnight Walk. No, that's not the one I was thinking of. Yeah, that's it. I don't have, for me personally, the rest of those games, I'm not a big JRPG person. I'm not a big Stellar Blade type of game personally myself. So lots of games for lots of people, but for me, maybe 3 or 4, and they're all kind of going on the back burner for games that I would more enjoy down the road. Like, if Battlefield comes out this year and Battlefield is good, I would rather play that than most of these games. If Battlefield's bad, then I'm playing a different game, you know, that comes out, maybe a surprise or whatnot. So overall, I think the show was like a B minus, right? I think it's like a B minus. What's going on, Jones? Dustin says, I'm getting Borderlands 4 day one to Switch next month. To Switch next month. 2 Xbox games in April and a couple games in June and July. I plan my vacations. I don't plan the games I play. All right, we got that one done. Got that done. We already talked about that. All right, we got a couple of... Okay, so Bounding into Comics had an article. I saw the title. But then as I read the title this morning, I was like, well, maybe they've already covered this, because we kind of covered it on Monday about Wonder Woman, right? Having a reboot and whatnot. But let's read on from this article and see if it says something different. Maybe there's something other than that broke from it. If you guys like what I do here, we use this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button. If you like, go above and beyond that, become a subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Okay. WB Games struggles even worse than reported, as the insider revealed Monolith Productions' Wonder Woman game was completely rebooted last year, but still faces possible cancellation due to leadership and technology issues. Whew, that's a long freaking title. Okay. You could have just said Wonder Woman in trouble. That's it. Right? Wonder Woman rebooted last year. That would have been a good title. As if anything couldn't get worse, the WB Games reported that the reveal that the reason players have heard very little about Monolith Productions' upcoming Wonder Woman games since the announcement is due to the fact that its development is going absolutely terribly. Okay, to the point where some insiders believe that the Amazonian digital venture still stands a good chance of being completely shelved. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if the WB fucks this one up? Yet another game that they spent hundreds of millions of dollars on, and then just decides to just shelve it. Like, what is wrong with you, WB? Okay. Related, Monolith Productions' Wonder Woman game reportedly still in a rough state after 3 years of development. This game's troubled. Okay. First announced all the way back in 2021, a Middle-earth series developed. Next game has been ghost ever since, and only word regarding the development in the past few years being reported by Kinda Funny CEO Greg Miller, aligning that the development was very troubled. Now, in a near repeat of the situation, Bloomberg Jason Schreier has likewise alleged, according to his source, the past 12 months have not been few significant improvements into Wonder Woman behind-the-scenes operation. The point where, even after being rebooted, seeing a change in directors and having spent over $100 million thus far, it's still a year away from launching, if it ever does. That's a year at what, bare minimum? Like, are we talking like Cyberpunk? Fallout 76? Battlefield 2042? Halo? Are we talking about this game if it launches at that state type of thing? Okay, like, holy Christ. It says earlier last year, it was rebooted and switched directors. The game has already cost more than $100 million. Okay, if it ever makes the market. Okay. As of now, the developer found themselves in a situation, Schreier says, that while their 2017 release, Middle-earth Shadows of War, did very well, or well enough, it failed to surpass the sales success of its predecessor, Shadow of Mordor. Thus, for the next game, Monolith turned attentions to creating a new franchise, which is also hoped it would allow them to play around the idea of procedurally storytelling. But the typical corporate fashion, Warner Brothers executives weren't interested in new characters and universes, instead pushing the studio to marry the concept with one of the company's existing IPs, such as Game of Thrones or DC games of superheroes. How do you not, like, think about this, chat. How do you not take a Game of Thrones game and put the Nemesis system in it? Like, how do you not connect the two? Game of Thrones would work perfectly with the Nemesis system. And they're like, nah, let's switch it into something else. switch it into something else. Okay. And though Monolith struggled to execute its requests in a satisfactory way, said the executives, well aware of the project's troubles, dragged their feet in canceling the game, only doing so in 2021 after 3 years of dev time. Okay. Frustrated with Warner Brothers' poor management, Monolith Production Studio, Kevin Stevens, along with the good portion of canceled games director, quit their position and left from the Cliffhanger Games under EA based on Stevens' LinkedIn profile. Speculation suggests the game's cancellation was handed down sometime around May of 2021. Meanwhile, those stated proceeded to turn their efforts to Wonder Woman, and the rest was history. I mean, look at her. She's gorgeous. How do you not make a game? Okay. Related news, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League sees Lex Luthor praise Wonder Woman and the Amazons for having solved the problem of toxic masculinity. While Schreiers makes no mention of whether or not Monolith Productions was repurposed in any elements of the canceled game for Wonder Woman, he does note that at one point the studio had been toying with the idea of repurposing Middle-earth's Nemesis system in such a way as allow the titular heroine to befriend enemies rather than turn them into recruiting rivals. Nevertheless, the Schreier's own recap of the situation, this idea has also since been tossed out in favor of more traditional action-adventure game. Yet, despite the change, of Bloomberg report notes that the game's fate still remains in question, according to the people familiar with this business, because challenges also following the changes of Monolith leadership is also issuing surroundings the game's technology. Notably, Schreier did not provide any details as of what specific technology was being proving troublesome for the Monolith Productions, nor whether they claim leadership issues had to do with the studio's internal team or aforementioned. So, while concerned information regarding Wonder Woman remains non-existent, what is known for the certain is that, at least, is the game is having nothing to do with the amazing Amazon's latest video game appearance, ill-fated Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. After all, it's also revealed that the ill-fated title hastily made final ending, while Justice League members slaughtered Amanda Waller's secret kill team is actually just clones, thus allowing Suicide Squad to free its origins push threat back to space and once and for all. But seeing all of this is what only members of the team not to be abducted by Brainiac. This means that the actual true Diana was killed at the hands of Superman. It's unlikely Monolith Production, which also already exists woes, and would want to deal with the headache of trying to write satisfactory reasons to visit the better Left 4 Dead continuity. But why is the article, why are we linking it to Suicide Squad? Do we really think that the character in Suicide Squad is the Wonder Woman that's going to be in the Wonder Woman game? Why are we connecting these two? I don't know why, but okay. They're having massive issues. This is basically just reiterating what we talked about on Monday. I don't know how WB is fucking up this bad. They have so many IPs. We talked about this on Monday. They have so many IPs that they could do, and yet they do nothing with any of them. Okay? And they just don't know what to do with the characters. They don't know what to do with the story. They don't know what to do with their Nemesis system. The Nemesis system itself is a Game of Thrones. Make a Game of Thrones game, put the Nemesis system in that. Like, Game of Thrones is basically negotiating and dicking over your enemies and friends or whatever. That would be an awesome game if it had a Nemesis system in there. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. What do you think of the Wonder Woman game in trouble? Do you care that it's in trouble? Do you care at all? Would you play this game when it came out? Let me know your comments in the comment section down below. Let me know in the live chat. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, let me scroll back up here. Mo says, yeah, Mike, for Game Showcase, I agree. But for PlayStation Show, it was shit. Isn't that one and the same, though, Mo? Travis says, posted something in Discord for you. All right, let me look. Is it posted in general chat? You're showing me reviews. I don't know if I want to show reviews yet because the game's not out. It's an early preview. So a lot of people haven't played the game. So when the game comes out, then I think we'll watch the reviews. If you guys want to watch it, I'll watch the review of Avowed. But basically, they gave it a 7 out of 10, IGN. Shocking. Let's see. You can't make Wonder Woman games, seriously? Yeah, they're bad. I don't know what they're doing. As long as this is not Wonder Woman from Suicide Squad. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why the article would even mention it like being the same Wonder Woman. Push It Up says the people who make these decisions are not gamers. Yeah, it's amazing. It's almost like the people it's almost like the people that are not in a whatever industry, like take social media for instance, right? Like I'm not trying to tell people in the video game space how to run the business, right? Because obviously I'm not running a corporation, but we know what we want, right? I'm not telling a lawyer how to lawyer. Okay? Like the lawyer's gonna lawyer. The doctor's gonna doctor. Okay? I don't try to tell other people what to do, but people that are running these businesses don't know what they're doing because they don't know what they're doing. Like a person that's a professional gamer or a developer or a doctor or a lawyer, the people that run the gaming companies are not gamers. They are businessmen that know how to run businesses, but they don't know how to run gaming companies. They're just throwing darts at the wall and be like, yeah, that sounds good. They've never played a game in their entire life. Sarge says, tell me you know nothing about Wonder Woman without telling me you know nothing about Wonder Woman. Jason says it's too hard and we need to have sympathy for devs. Dolphin says, First the Senate would like to have a word. Switch It Up says, I think the hardest technology to implement in the Wonder Woman game is the lasso physics. There was also only 2 games that had good rope physics, Red Dead Redemption and The Last of Us 2. Yeah, they could do a I didn't play The Last of Us 2, so they could do like a Red Dead 2. That was a pretty good lasso. It's like Bethesda having problems with Starfield with climbing up a ladder. You know what I mean? It's like something so simple. So simple. You're like, yeah, it's just climbing a ladder. But like, we just can't get the ladder physics down. They would have problems with the lasso physics. I'll tell you what, Indiana Jones did a pretty good, it wasn't a lasso, it was a whip. But the whip, the way it connected to stuff and the way you swung was actually pretty good for their try of it. Let's see. Horizon is boring as hell. Dolphin says, I've cried myself to sleep every night because there is no Game of Thrones. MMO. How is that not a thing? How is that not a thing, Dolphin? MMOs are hard to make, though, because you got to put in minimum 5 years before you're doing anything, right? Last night, me and Altern in Discord, I don't know if you guys saw it, we came up with a game. We came up with a straight-up game with mechanics and everything, okay? Sounds fantastic. Okay? I'm going to bring it up tonight to Sarge on GXG. I'm not going to bring it up here, what we actually talked about. But me and Altern, within like 20 minutes, came up with a full-fledged game. Right? We could pitch it to somebody, and this could be a game. I think it would be very successful because it's different than everything else that's been out there. Waterbear says, 30. For those who care, Dragon Pirate Yazuka demo is out across all platforms now. There you go. Anyone interested in that? Check it out. Travis says, I just thought I would share because evidently it's terribly optimized. Is it terribly optimized on PC or is it terribly optimized on console, Travis? You try it yet? It might not. According to when I'm on the loop, when I played wrestling games, I also played NWO and WWF, SmackDown. There's also 2 others allowed custom story modes and character creation. We played AEW a couple, right? That's when we played AEW a couple years ago, Sarge. Altern says, but first tell me what you like about the game before telling me what you didn't like. Wait, where is it? Hold on.
Kane walks in with a question so bold. Do gamers know what they want? He's told. The crowd says yes, but then starts to fight. Tim shakes his head. Yeah, that sounds about right. Tell me what's good, not what's gone wrong. If you just complain, the list gets too long. You say, this sucks, but what do you mean? Fix the bugs or scrap the whole scene. Tell me what's good, give me a clue. If you only rant, then what can I do? Do gamers know what they want? No. Do devs know what gamers want? Also no.
Hey, tell me the good parts. Tell me the good parts. Sarge says, today the devs have no shot in making Game of Thrones MMO, not a snowball chance in hell. We should become creative directors instead of work. Yeah, I mean, I'm in for it, all turn. I think the game we came up with last night, 100% would be a seller. Totally forgot I made that song. Oh yeah, no, we made that song. Yeah, we made that song. Travis says, why would I watch a video? I shared it so it could be shown. Now that he said it's good, I'll watch it. I'll come on, use your brain. Why would I watch it if I send it to 30? Oh, I see what you're saying, Travis. Why would you watch it? Because you sent it to me because you think I'm going to watch it. But if you don't know what's in the video, then you don't know the context of it, though, right? I think having a conversation about something you don't know about, right? Like, I can't talk about it. If I watch it, then we could talk about it. They are making a Game of Thrones, just not an MMO. Mo. Take just 5% for narrative input, bro. 5%. Well, the game that we came up with, there's really no like story. It's just a straight up action game that would be fun to play. There's strategy, there's mechanics, there's it sets it apart from other things that are already going on out there. Again, all his videos said was worst and buggiest game in years. I didn't say anything but a title. Yeah, but a title that I just showed earlier, though, Travis, said that PlayStation sold 75 million units. And that's false. So you can't just take what the title is because you don't know what the context is. Because obviously, PlayStation didn't sell 75 million units. They shipped 75 million units. Clip says, I mean, every video I send to 30, I watch first before I send it because I want to make sure it's a good video. I appreciate that, Clip. Sarge says, who else is excited for Dune Survival game? Come on. You know you're excited. I am actually a little excited, but not because of Dune, but I'm excited to have just another survival game to try, basically, you know? Travis says, what I'm hearing is should watch the video and then judge me. Sure. I'm just saying if you're just taking a title from someone, you don't know, it could be clickbait to click on the article. It could be clickbait to pick on the video, which most likely it is. Okay. I'm not saying it might not be optimized. I'm just saying that there needs to be more context behind it. That's all. Oh, yesterday I finally signed up for Battlefield Labs, which is actually a perfect segue here because the next story we're talking about is Battlefield Labs. Okay. So I signed up yesterday. No queue. No million people I have to wait behind. I logged in and gave my information. I was done in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. All right. Let's talk about Battlefield Labs. And Battlefield Labs addresses the biggest problem with the Battlefield franchise. I hope so. Which would be what? Testers, right? Just from this article title, it says Battlefield Labs addresses the biggest problem with Battlefield franchise. We read an article yesterday that 75% of developers don't test their games out. They don't test their games out. So is that what the biggest problem is? Testers? Let's read on, shall we? If you like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button. If you like it above that, go to subscribe. And if you like it above that, you become a member as low as $5. Okay? So as EA starts to gear up for the next release of Battlefield franchise, the publisher has started to reveal more exciting news about the upcoming game. While no official launch date has been provided, the setting of the Battlefield title will return to the franchise to a modern warfare setting where it's shown to the it's shown the brightest. Okay. On top of the previous teased images and the concept art, EA recently revealed that the short gameplay preview that's sparking new hope for the franchise. Yeah, let me tell you, 10 seconds of a clip. I'm excited. Okay. Given a somewhat controversial reception over the last two Battlefield installments, with Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 2042 having mixed receptions from fans, how about mixed receptions? But how about just furious fans of two games? Both launched, both broke, both buggy, both incomplete. Let's say it what it is. Not just fans being disappointed, fans being pissed off that you sold them a $60, now $70 game. If not, if you paid for $100 or $120 for early access or whatnot, okay? For games that are not complete at launch and you have to wait 18 months to fix, okay? That is the problem. People miss the problem. That's the problem. 18 months. If you launch on January 1st of 2025, I don't want to wait until midway point of 2026 before I can play the game. Okay? Just saying. Okay? So, given somewhat controversial, we already read that part, okay? A new fan direct focus could help the franchise return to what made it so great in the first place. Or could hurt it because, again, we read another article last week or 2 weeks ago that they bring a Battle Royale game in, they're putting a Warzone map in, and they're bringing those type of people that play those games, Battle Royale or Warzone, which, again, say it with me, Battlefield is not. Okay? So given that the franchise returned to what it was great in the first place, despite their issues, both Battlefield entries still offered a action-packed gaming experience, with the cinematic set pieces giving the developers an experience needed to improve the formula with their next entry. While official release of the next Battlefield is still ways off, upcoming Battlefield Lab program could help avoid another disastrous launch for the classic shooter franchise. Battlefield Labs will provide valuable feedback from fans. Yeah, great. So, if I get to play your game for free and give you feedback, cool. If I got to pay $80 to give you feedback, not cool. You see the difference? Tester, zero money, feedback. $70, $80, $100, $120 feedback? No. Go fuck yourself. Okay, ever since the release of Battlefield 5, there seemed to be something, the disconnect between the developers and the vocal Battlefield fan base. Yeah, people making the game never played the game. How about that? Which didn't help Battlefield 2042's chance of success. While it would have been easy to write off the release, the team behind Battlefield 2042 didn't give up on the poorly received entry, continuing to improve its mechanics and gameplay over time. Well, let me tell you something. If Battlefield stopped supporting 2042, that would have killed the franchise from that point forward. They had to fix 2042 because you can't just throw a franchise, an IP of Battlefield away like they would have if they did that. So when they tell you 2042 didn't give up on the poorly received entry, they didn't do that for our benefit, okay? They did not do that for our benefit. They did that to save the IP that EA has, okay? Because if they didn't fix Battlefield 5 over 18 to 24 months to 36 months, if they didn't fix Battlefield 2042 for 18 to 24 months, okay, then there would be no Battlefield going forward. It would be gone. Okay, so these improvements drastically improve communication with the fan base, and they're fantastic news for players. But for a large portion of the community, it was still too little, too late. That's right. If you burn me or punch me in the dick, I'm not going to look at you the same. I'm going to be like, last time we hung out, you punched me in the dick. I don't trust you. I don't trust you. Okay. This is exactly where Battlefield Labs comes into play, offering the perfect chance to get direct feedback from the upcoming Battlefield game long before release. While each Battlefield entry had some level of beta testing before launch, they were far too late into the development to make significant changes to the game. Now, with the next Battlefield project still being in pre-alpha state, there's plenty of time not only for iron out the technical issues, but make large-scale changes based on the direct feedback from the wide variety of players. Here's the thing. I think this is fantastic that they're doing the testing beforehand for $0, like I said, okay? If the game now comes out broke, buggy, unfinished, like 5, like 3, like 4, 1 came out really nice, like 5, like 2042, okay? That's not cool, because now you have no excuse, okay? Because if the game is being tested by thousands, if not millions of people, to tell you what's wrong with your game, and then you have a release date, and that release date comes, and it launches, and it has problems, that's not on the fans. That's on you. Okay? There's still plenty of hope for the next Battlefield game, a chance to return to what the series was so great. Despite the negative segment or stigma it's been following the Battlefield franchise in recent years, it's clear that they still incredibly high demand for the adrenaline-pumping gameplay. The pre-alpha footage shown in the Battlefield Labs reveals that they went viral online shortly after the announcement, when it's more in-depth studio showcasing a massive 1.5 million views in the matter of days. Even if the sign-up page for pre-alpha tests was flooded with so many requests that the website crashed numerous times, with players facing hours of queue times before getting their chance to enter into the selection pool. While many players are still understandably hesitant to put their trust in the franchise after getting burned, the hype surrounding Battlefield 2042's trailer excitement still seems to be an all-time high. Okay. It says the latest pre-alpha trailer even got the defense from the previous Battlefield developer, with David Goldfarb on X supporting the idea that the next entry looks like it could be a true return to form of the series. Although it's still far too early to tell the next Battlefield will manage to live up to the claims or repeat the disasters in the semi-futuristic predecessor. Okay, its upcoming release has a potential to be one of the best Battlefield entries in years. Sure. But talk is cheap, right? Show me what you got. So while getting the game into players' hands, early fantastic way to get direct hands-on feedback can also be double-edged sword. From the vocal minorities to decisions to go against the core image developers had in mind for the game, and the next Battlefield will indeed balance between demands from fans while still staying true to the unique vision. Despite these potential difficulties, Battlefield Labs and fantastic step in the right direction for the series, giving developers a better idea of what players want out of the new Battlefield entry. Even if Battlefield 2042 managed to transform itself drastically in the years following its release, of the next entry could be a make-or-break moment. Yeah, no, I think it is. For the series, and could have a huge impact on its future. The success of the next Battlefield game may also determine if its single-player narrative modes will continue in the future, as if it already been confirmed that features a fully standalone single-player experience on top of the massively destructive multiplayer modes. There's no shortage of direction that Battlefield could take, whether developers choose to bring back the modified fan favorite, offering Battlefield Portal, introduce entirely new ones in the Battle Royale style game mode, and any scenario with plenty of potential to make the next entry in the beloved Battlefield series more of a memorable experience. Again, the double-edged sword here, I've said this on the last couple of articles that we talked about for Battlefield, where someone told me that I don't need to be a doomer. And it looks good. What looks good? The 10 seconds that you've seen of it? Because I'm taking the actual resume of Battlefield, the last 2 entries. I'm taking in effect that 90% of the population that's working on Battlefield has never worked on a Battlefield game. I'm looking at what has come out, not what's in the future, right? I don't look into the future and be like, man, I'm going to be rich. No, I have to get to that point and be like, hey, man, I made it. I worked hard. I became rich, right? So I don't count my ducks before they hatch, or eggs before they hatch, okay? Battlefield, if you bring in testers, cool. But if you bring in the wrong testers, and those testers tell you that Battle Royale, this is what you need to do for Battle Royale, and this is what you need to do for Warzone, and this is how you need to do this, that's not this game. If you take Battlefield and turn it into Apex, if you take Battlefield and turn it into Call of Duty, if you take Battlefield and make it into any other game that's out there right now, you're missing the point. Battlefield is not these games. Battlefield is itself, and it should stay that way. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. If you like what I do here, check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. All right. Mo says apparently IGN gave Avowed, bet you can't guess. Oh, I know what they gave it. I know what they gave it. They gave it right here. Wait, let me bring it up for you. What's going on, Heck?
All the gamers hyped is the next big thing. AAA title or a quirky indie gem. What's the verdict? Oh, here we go again. Graphics are stunning, but the story's a sin. Gameplay solid, but it's just not fresh within. No matter how it shines or where it might land, IGN's got a score that we all understand. Graphics are stunning, but the story's a sin. Gameplay solid, but it's just not fresh within. No matter how it shines or where it might land, IGN's got a score that we all understand. 7 out of 10 is the favorite groove. No matter the game, that's our go-to move. Is it good? Is it bad? We'll never really know. 7 out of 10, it's the same old show.
So there you go. It's the same old show. 7 out of 10 for Avowed from IGN. It's like IGN's that friend that doesn't want to say the wrong thing because they don't want to get in an argument. You know what I mean? That's what IGN is. IGN doesn't actually have their own thoughts and opinions. They're just like, it's a 7. It's good. Altern says 4 studios, free Q&A testers, many years of feedback from 2042. If you fail, it's the case you are bad at it. Yeah, well, imagine all the testing that they learned from Battlefield 2042, and they don't take that into account. X says, "What's good, 30? What's good, chat? Y'all bring in the COD Warzone streamers, then do everything they say, just to them to run right back to COD when they release the game." That's right, Heck. And that is my biggest fear of bringing in all of these people, because we do live in a different time. We do live in a different time where people are very, very quick to drop something and go to something else, which I totally get. Right? But if you bring in someone that played Apex Legends, well, let's go back. They played PUBG, then they moved to Fortnite, then they moved to Warzone, then they moved to Call of Duty, then they moved to Apex Legends, then they moved to they just keep moving as fast as possible, right? So like, why are everyone playing Fortnite? Let's ask the Fortnite guys, what would make you stop playing Fortnite to come over here? And then they're like, well, you should add this and this. And they're like, all right, we're gonna add that. So now they add the stuff from people that played Fortnite. They add the stuff from people playing Call of Duty. They add the stuff from people that are playing Apex Legends. Then they get to Battlefield. Battlefield comes out, and the people that actually play Battlefield get in the game, and they're like, oh, Battlefield's got a Battle Royale mode. Yeah, I'm not really into Battle Royale. Oh, they have a Warzone mode. It's sort of like COD. I don't really want to play that. Then they kind of miss the point of what Battlefield is, right? Stupid. But people just keep eating it. It looks awesome. Yeah, great. Show me and let me see what you have. Do not make this the other games. Make this Battlefield. Ron says Battlefield needs to become a $40 5v5 hero shooter. Yeah, bring in all those people. Why is Marvel Rivals so good? We should bring a hero game mode inside of it. It's so ridiculous. Altern said they probably went to school on counting class and they got stuck at 7. Couldn't count more than that. It's funny because they prove that song right all the time. I know. Good song. Good song. It should get played a lot more. I'll be honest. Matter of fact, you know what you guys should do? You should go to 30 and Still Jamming. Take the link from IGN 7 out of 10 and then go to the Avowed thing and then link it to that. So when someone sees it, they'll click the video and they'll be like, and then it'll get more shares. Sarge says they need testers. None of them have made a Battlefield game. None of them. Right. They're like, hey, yes, Mike, you in the back. Yeah, I've never worked on a Battlefield game before. How do I know if we're doing a good job. And they're like, well, I don't know. We should ask Tim Kaine. We should ask Tim Kaine what he thinks.
Tim Kaine walks in with a question so bold. Do gamers know what they want? He's told. The crowd says yes, but then starts to fight. Tim shakes his head. Yeah, that sounds about right. Tell me what's good, not what's gone wrong. If you just complain, the list gets too long. You say, this sucks, but what do you mean? Fix the bugs or scrap the whole scene. Tell me what's good, give me a clue. If you only rant, then what can I do? Do gamers know what they want? No. Do devs know what gamers want? Also no.
Stop it. Get some help.
What a great idea. What a great idea. The guy's like, yeah, well, I played Battlefield like 15 years ago. You're hired. Yeah. I watched someone, no, better yet, heck, I watched someone play Battlefield 15 years ago. I know what they want. I know what they want. Can we get, Robert Jones says, can we get AI song about 30 writing an AI song? I mean, I guess we can. Sure. Sure, I'll tell you what, Jones. If we could get four more super chats, I will work on that and have it ready for you by next week. I will have an AI song about me making AI songs. I'll work on that and have it to you by next week. We could do that. Hilly says, I'm waiting for my DZ song. Or Daisy song. All right, I'll have to work on that too. Man, you guys are putting a whole bucket list here. I've been busy, all right? I've been busy. My old lady broke her foot, and I got to do my stuff, her stuff, and everyone else's stuff. I'm behind. I haven't posted an upload. I have them all cut up and stuff. I have to post those uploads soon. Hilly says also, you guys should check out DayZ. Hilly, are you a developer for DayZ? Heck says you're gonna have a whole album. I already have. I already have a whole album, heck. I already have a whole album. All right. The next story is Marvel Rivals fans are unhappy with the Captain America Brave New World promotion. Have you guys heard about this? Right? So remember leading up to Brave New World, they're like, hey, you buy a ticket to the show, right? If you pre-order your Brave New World tickets, you're going to get something really cool inside the video game. And everyone's like, all right, let's do it, right? So if you guys like what I do here, please make sure you share, like, subscribe. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. All right, so Marvel Rival fans are unhappy with the Captain America Brave New World promotion. So Marvel Rivals recently revealed that the mystery costume given to players as part of the Regal Cinema promotion with Captain America Brave New World will be an existing skin. What? What?
You blew it!
How did you hype up people with this skin that's already in the game? Okay, sparking a conversation, okay, or controversy within the hero shooter community. Many gamers are eagerly awaiting a major update for Season 1, Eternal Night Falls, which currently scheduled for release on February 21st. Marvel Rivals shared the patch will include a new map along with the debut of Human Torch and The Thing. Now, NetEase recently announced a promotion between Marvel Rivals and Regal Cinema, which stated that the fans who go see Captain America Brave New World on its opening weekend or participating theaters would receive a free cosmetic. It was revealed that the bundle would be comprised of a nameplate, a spray, and a mysterious costume, which, with the Red Hulk being a major part of the film, many fans were hoped that the skin would be an MCU variant of the Hulk. No, minimal viable product. Okay. In a recent post, Reddit JT Niggle shared a tweet from Marvel Rivals clarifying that a mysterious costume associated with the Regal Cinema promotion will not be a unique skin The statement also revealed that the players also who already own a cosmetic will not receive any additional rewards. So many gamers were quick to express their displeasure with the news, claiming that the promotion between Marvel Rivals and Captain America: Brave New World should reveal which costume it was included ahead of time. Some players even called the promotion shady. Intentional phrasing of it will make it clear the award would be an existing cosmetic. Now, this even goes... Now, a lot of people would just brush this off. Okay, a lot of people would just brush this off and be like, it's not a big deal. But I know, the way I am, look at this, and I like to read between the lines. Now, we know that Brave New World budget is ballooning towards over $300 million. We know that they haven't really been marketing this movie as it launches today. Okay, today is the first day it's out in theaters for everybody. Okay, we know that they didn't have an advertisement for the Super Bowl, which is a little weird. Okay, we know that they're trying to give the most minimal viable product of going, hey, what about if we use Marvel Rivals to advertise the movie and get people to go buy the ticket? Now, you can't just buy the ticket. You have to buy the ticket and go to the theater to scan it to be eligible to get these things. I'll tell you what, you don't even have to go to the theater to get these things because the Captain America skin is the yellow one that's already in the game that you could buy, okay, which is the really ugly one, okay, in my opinion. And the other one, the nameplate and the spray, you can actually purchase in the store itself. Okay. So the mystery cosmetic includes the bundle from the collaboration of the Regal's existing costume in game, and you already have the existing costume. You will only get the nameplate and the spray. So here's the spray and here's the nameplate. This is what you're getting. That's a smaller picture than what I was just showing you. So get the Falcon, Captain Falcon, and the spray. Okay. Since then, these games confirm that the mysterious costume won't be Red Hulk. Many fans are hoping it will be a skin for Captain America in the Marvel Rivals, and the Vanguard recently received the MCU bundle, which is outfit inspired by his appearance in the Avengers. Infinity War, though, many players doubtful of the developer who would also give the skin away for free as so soon after release. A few people commented that Captain America's Galactic Talon outfit would be perfect fit for this promotion, as well as only available for the shop during Season 0. Regardless, a large portion of the community is asking for the developer to announce which skin it will be given out with the promotion. Okay. This isn't the first time that EA Games has made a controversial decision, as it recently announced plans to reset everyone's rank as part of the mid-season update for Chapter 1, Eternal Night Falls. The community also immediately took to social media why the fans were saying losing their current rank would discourage them from playing the game. Think about how minuscule that is. And people are like, now I'm out, right? And you think people are coming in for Pasty Pot Pete. Okay? People are out. People are out real fast. In response, Marvel Rivals canceled plans for the rank reset hours later and thanked gamers for their feedback. While there's no way of knowing how NetEase Games will handle criticism for Regal Cinema promotion, many fans are hopeful that the developer will receive the mystery cosmetic soon, or costume soon. Here's the thing. Now, we don't actually know what the actual mystery costume is, but if it's one of the existing ones, it would have to be either the Hulk or Captain America, okay? And those are the only ones that can be, which is the yellow one, or the Gladiator one, okay? It's one of the Captain America skins that's already in the game, and one of the Hulk skins that's already in the game. If I was NetEase, okay, this doesn't cost you a lot, okay? Cost you a lot. Go pay somebody out of the $136 million that you made for 1 month of operation. Go pay an artist, design a goddamn skin, and give it to everybody. Everybody. It costs you the amount of paying the employee their hourly rate or whatever they cost to make the actual skin, and give it to everybody. Okay? This will go over like gangbusters, right? And problem solved. Now, there's going to be problems because people are like, well, I paid the ticket and I didn't get it. So you give the people the cosmetic that they got, and to say, hey, sorry for the confusion. We'll be transparent in the future. Here is a skin that we've created just for everybody, and there you go. And make it. Like, do it. Because you will win so much goodwill from that. It'd be like, God damn. And they do it. You think they're going to do that? No. No, they're not going to do that. It's going to be awkward. It's going to be awkward. We'll see when they get the skin what skin it is. Maybe it'll be a badass skin. But a lot of people can't get the skin because there's not Regal theaters in every country. So there's going to be a lot of people that can't get the skin, which they have to sell it later. You see what I'm saying? Just make a separate skin. Make a separate skin. put it in the game, and give it to everybody. Everybody. People that bought, people that didn't buy, just say, my bad. Here it is. Okay? But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe if you like what I do here. Check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. All right, let's see. I appreciate that. Yeah, she's going to be out for... I can't put any pressure for the next 4 to 6 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks. And then she'll use... then has to put a... No surgeries needed. No surgeries needed. And then she has to put a stabilizer or whatever, a walking boot. She has a walking boot now, but it's different than the one she's going to go into. It's a different brace. Yeah, a Red Hulk skin would be I guess, okay, right? But still, not everyone can get there because it's only in Regal theaters. Imagine not even making a deal with AMC, which is the biggest chain in the country, in the world, not just the country. So if you buy a ticket, we will send you a gender-neutral individual to give you a substandard hand job and a skin for Rivals. It could be magic. Permadeath. It says that the lame dude, they really drop the ball here. The thing else, they probably have tons of skins in the vault. These RAs do tons of concepts and only get some to greenlit. That's what I'm saying. Like, they could pay someone an hourly rate or whatever it is and give it out, right? It's like putting the ones in the store, they say it's $35, but they're giving it on sale for $22. Like, bro, you could say it's a $20 skin and then give it away for free. You know what I mean? Altern says, but 30, this is not a minimal viable product game. If we add effort to it, then it's no longer profitable. Eclipse says, yeah, the closest one to me is like 4 hours away. Come on, brain. You don't want to drive 4 hours so you could go to the theater to watch a movie you may or may not enjoy because Marvel's been in a crapper for the last couple of movies to get the name tag, the spray, and the undisclosed skin. Could be the best skin of your life. Why are they unhappy? They're unhappy because they were told to buy a movie ticket to get a free skin, which is already in the game. That's why they're unhappy. They didn't tell you up until like 2 days ago that it was a skin that was already in the game, Jones. Hilly says, why not give them a $100 skin? Yeah. Just say it's a $100 skin. Be like, well, we're giving you a $100 skin. They're like, skin. Altern says 4 hours. You know how many Marvel Rival matches that would be? Yeah. Hilly says a limited edition, collector's edition available to everyone. They bought a bill of goods. I mean, look, why is it so hard to be transparent? Why is it so? Why couldn't they be? Why did they have to be so not transparent? You could have easily shown the skin, the name tag, and the spray. Okay, but they don't show you the skin. They hide the skin. Why is that? Don't you think if you showed the skin, more people would have bought the ticket to go to the theater to watch a movie they didn't want to watch just because it's a skin? That's how people work. Oh my God. You show me a Hulk red skin and more people would have bought it. But their mentality is, if we keep it secret, we'll see how many people buy it and then they'll be disappointed if they don't get it. It's like, what? Just show me what the skin looks like. Show me what the skin looks like. Show me the name tag, the spray, the skin, and then it would have sold way more or less, depending on the... You could have put a badass skin, okay, and it would have been like, oh, damn. They would call their mom, their dad from a different state. They call their best friend. They hook themselves out on Twitter. Hey, anybody near the Regal Cinema? I'll give you the money. Give me the code, right? They would do 1,000 different things just to get the skin if it was a cool skin. But instead, they said, no, let's keep it secret.
You guys are gonna get a secret skin. Secret skin. Here's the badge.
the spray, but you're gonna get the secret skin. Buy it now. Why? Why hold it back? They do so many good things, and then they do this. This could have been so much better. So much better. Sub says, "Man, I know we need to save my cell phone battery, but this is the only good thing in my life right now." Why do games release broken, buggy, and unfinished? Because people keep buying them. Hilly says, because it was the awful yellow skin. That's right, Hilly. Because they knew it was one of the skins that was already in the game that no one was buying. They knew it was the shitty skin that no one was getting, so they're like, oh, we'll give that away for free. Let's see if we can get ticket sales up. Robert Jones says, worst marketing campaign ever. Well, hold on. It's early still. It's the beginning of 2025. I'm sure there'll be another company that's doing a shittier marketing job than that. Sarge says 100% trash marketing. I'm going to drive 4 hours for a secret skin. Yeah, it could be the best skin. It could be the best skin. Best skin. The marketing team must have been the same marketing team behind Concord. Yeah, PlayStation's like, hey, we're going to give you a free game. Everyone's like, whoa, what game is that? And everyone goes buy. They go buy something for PlayStation, and then they give them Concord. They'll be like, what the hell? Next to Concord. Robert Jones says, worst marketing campaign ever. Next to Concord. Yeah, that's true. But worst marketing campaign of 2025 so far, right? Eclipse says, ticket price and gas price is not worth that skin. I don't care what it is. What if whatever the best skin is in the world, right? Best skin that you could ever imagine, Eclipse, would you buy it? If it was just badass. It was a Thanos skin. It was Thanos, right? You got Thanos in the game. No one else would have Thanos. Only the people that got the Regal Ticket Cinema would have Thanos Hulk skin or some shit. I don't know. Would you buy it then? I still haven't made the Concord thing. I forgot to make the Concord Vagoda thing. I gotta make that. I gotta work on that. Hilly says, I've gotten all the skins in Concord. Well, there you go. I also didn't get any of them, and we're in the same boat. You can't see them. Can't see them. Altern says, I'm still waiting for the Concord free-to-play Halo Gears announcement from PlayStation 5 and Sony fanboy leaker with credible source said on Twitter. I know. I was looking for the whole list of Xbox games coming to PlayStation, especially the Mario game that was also coming. Yeah, I was waiting for that as well. And also the time wasting on watching a movie because I know I'm not going to like it. But I'm not going to going that far. I'm gonna watch it. I'll probably watch it when it comes to Disney Plus next week. Do we think that this is going to be worse than Borderlands? I don't think so. I don't think it'll be worse than Borderlands. Do we think it'll be on Disney Plus within a month? I think they bring it. What are we in February? I would say by April it's going to be on Disney Plus. April or May. It all depends. Because Thunderbolts comes out in May. We shall see. Got a lot of stories today. Let me show you where's my thing here. Hold on. Earlier today, I did a reply on Twitter, right? And this is what people don't understand, right? This is the difference between someone of reality and someone that's a PlayStation fanboy. Okay? Or I should just say console fanboy. Okay? So the article that I read earlier, the 75 million units sold, right? PlayStation from Insider Gamer says PlayStation 5 has sold 75 million units. So I just say you might want to change your article because shipped and sold are two different things. Saying you sold 75 million units is false when Sony themselves have said shipped. But you keep doing you, Insider Gamer, is what I said. Someone says, either way, Sony got paid. Okay? Missing the complete point. Because did I say in my statement there that Sony, like, they didn't sell? No, just there's a difference between shipped and sold. But you know this person is got to be a fanboy, right? Either way, they got paid, right? So Kuda Papa comes in and says it's still incorrect. They said Sony sold 75 million consoles. They shipped them, and they will not make money. Console hasn't sold that many, right? So he says, to be honest with me, how many do you think just sitting there? Well, there are also how many in 25 million units or 25 million Xboxes are also sitting around. Let me tell you something. I could take a picture of my next time I go to Costco. I will take a picture of the entire box with they have all those things lined up, Xboxes, Switches, and PlayStations, and they're just filled. No one's buying them, okay? And there's got to be 50 per thing, so about 100. So that would be 100 shipped to that Costco, and then there's 100 shipped to the other Costco, and there's 100 shipped to the other Costco, right? And there's way too many just sitting there. That's Xboxes, PlayStations, and Switches. You can go in, they're just filled, okay? So this person's saying, to be honest, how many do you think are just sitting around there? I would say millions. I would say millions of systems are sitting around box stores like Walmart, Target, Costco, Best Buy, okay? And especially when you go to Costco or Target, or I'm sorry, Target or Best Buy or Walmart, there's only like 6 or 10 behind the glass case, okay? And they might have a couple more in the back. But once they sell them, then they'll order more. Okay, but there's thousands and thousands of stores across the entire United States, let alone across the entire world. Okay, so I say, look, I don't care what they sell or don't sell. All I'm pointing out is that the article written by the outlet is writing as false info. There's a difference between sold and shipped. That is all. Okay, but you'll get these defenders. Doesn't matter what side. Okay, doesn't matter what side. Okay. And these people don't see those things. They're like, yeah, but my plastic box. So nobody gives a shit. I care about articles that people write that are actual facts, not fiction. Altered says, I'm going to drive 4 hours to see a movie to better be a girl. I can't stuck my tongue deep for the rest of the movie because I know I ain't watching that shit Marvel created with that movie. Robert Jones says, the skin game is crazy. Got to catch them all. Altern says, 1 million systems because not everyone has $500 to throw on a console. It is an economy where people can barely pay for groceries. Right. Millions. Millions of systems are sitting there doing nothing. Right? And that's fine because they look at it and they know they're going to sell those systems, but over a vast majority of the way, right? Remember, Altern, all those PSVR 2s flying off the shelf like hotcakes, all those PlayStation Portals flying off the shelves like hotcakes, 600,000 of them. All right, let me go down here. Let's start cruising Twitter, see what we can find here. That's right. PlayStation Portal flying off the shelves. You can't get your hand on them. That's because they're not supplying them. Twisted Metal Season 2 confirms summer of 2025. I didn't even watch Season 1. Was it good? The reason I didn't really talk much about Borderlands 4 is that they didn't show anything, and they're having their own state of play or whatever just for the game. So once they show that, we'll talk more about it. I just saw. I don't want to bring this up on stream, but Robert F. Kennedy Jr. just got confirmed, right, in the thing, and the New York Times headline is just, let's just say it's not unbiased. Let's just say that. It's so ridiculous. Let's see here. Now that's a Battlefield moment right there. Check this out, chat. Check this out. He's in the plane. He jumps out, turns around, throws C4. Was it C4? No. It was rocket launcher? Freaking amazing. That dude, after that person put the controller down. In that jet, he probably put the controller down. I was like, I'm done. I'm done. Altern says, by the way, the PlayStation Portal is $200. The MetaQuest 3 is $300. So you can install PlayStation Remote Play on the Quest 3 and change the screen size to 70-inch TV and hook your PlayStation 5 controller. Yeah, I dipped from the this stream to watch the vote. Hope he does good things. I heard Netflix picked up Halo. Does that mean they will make more episodes? I would think so. I don't think they would, unless they're just going to air the old episodes and see how that airs. They could do that, right? There's 2 seasons, so they could pick up that, put that on Netflix, sort of like Suits. Suits did a really good job after. I watched it when it was on USA, but then they put it on Netflix and it blew up. So maybe they're picking up Halo to put over there to bring more people in to see how it does, and if it does well, then they'll make a season 3. Let's see what else is going on. Yeah, I don't want to watch the Avowed reviews. Maybe we'll do it Monday. We'll do it Monday. What's today's date? Today is 13th. It comes out, what, the 18th? It comes out on Tuesday, right? Yeah, it comes out on the 18th. Maybe we'll watch it Monday. Yeah, so if people are playing it early, the ones that are playing it early, they don't get spoiled in any kind of way. And then Monday, we can watch it. Yeah, I'm not paying $100 for it. And by the way, if it is unoptimized, like Travis posted, okay, and people paid $100 to get the early access and it's unoptimized and they don't fix that till day 1 patch, that's fucking bullshit, by the way. I'm against shit like that. I don't care what company you are. If you sell a $100 version of the game and it's in a shittier performance 5 days early before the actual game comes out, and then day 1 patch when it comes out to everybody else, it's fixed, and the people that are playing the game 5 days early now get a better experience when they could be fucking done with the game, is a bullshit move. Day 1 patch should be on the day it comes out for people, not day 1 patch when it comes out for everyone else after the $100 purchase. Mecha Breaker's next open beta lets players try its extraction mode for the first time. So the next beta for that. Hal says the performance mode was pixelated. Pixelated shadows. Maddie showed it. Terrible. People that paid $100 should get their money back. Money back. Keep the game. Money back. Okay, because you sold me a game that's not complete until day one patch. If you have Game Pass, it's not $100. No, Game Pass comes out on the 18th. Dolphin, people that get it now, 5 days early, paid $100. That is a shitty business practice. If it was on Game Pass, that's how it was with Starfield. Yeah, Game Pass, you paid $100. If you have Game Pass, it was $30. Are they doing that? Is it $30 just now for Avowed? Is it $30 for Avowed to get it 5 days early access if you have Game Pass? If they're doing that, they still need their money back because 5 day early access, still broke, still buggy, unoptimized, and the day one patch fixes that 5 days after someone paid for it. They're paying for the game. It's unoptimized, and they have to wait 5 days for the patch to come through. Whatever the price is. I don't care if it's 30, 40, 10, 5. Doesn't really matter. You're paying for the game. It's broke when it comes out and fixes day one patch 5 days early. The people that get it 5 days early should not be getting broken, buggy games and pay more money. Stupid. Jokes and the games people play. Coffee in hand, let the chaos unfold. It's a brand new day on the morning scroll. On the morning scroll. Breaking news check. Silly memes heck yes. Random thoughts from folks you don't know. That's just life on the morning. Robert Jones says streamers, it's hard to understand. Stupid. It's just stupid. Accepting a broken game for more money is just dumb. Dolphin, but it is $100 for people that pre-ordered it that don't have Game Pass. It's $100. It's $40 for people that have Game Pass. So the people that don't have Game Pass can get it early for $100. The people that have Game Pass that want to get it early pay $40 or $30, whatever it is. There's still people paying $100 for a game that's unoptimized for at least 5 days. There's no conversation here. This is not a debate of if it's right or wrong. It's fucking wrong. 100%, it's wrong. Sarge says, why are we buying anything day one? And even worse, 5 days early is more money. What the fuck is wrong with you? Right? People are buying it for more money. Right? You could get it for free or $20 for a subscription service for the month. And people are paying $40 early access, 5 days early access, and it's broke until the patch 1 comes out for everybody else. Stupid. Oh, here's the thing. I'm getting an advertisement. This is great. NVIDIA, GeForce Now. Right? GeForce Now. Hold on. I gotta go. Because I'm getting an advertisement for GeForce Now, right? GeForce Now. Going today. Let me see if they fixed it. Oh, it's not sold out anymore. Okay, well, there you go. It was sold out before. You couldn't do it. Oh, no, it's still sold out. Day pass you can get. But 1 month pass. So I'm getting an advertisement for GeForce Now. But in my area, it's sold out. I can't get the free. I can't get the performance. I can't get the ultimate. I can't get 1 month. I can't get 6 months. It's sold out. But yet I'm getting an advertisement. I'm getting an advertisement for GeForce Now. Come on and play. We got these things. Oh, cool. Thanks, GeForce Now. Look, guys. GeForce Now. Wow. I can play Batman the Premium Edition. Nope. Just kidding. You can't. Just kidding. Yeah, can't do it. Well, at least I can't buy it. At least I can't give them money to not play the game. Altern says, how does the cloud is sold out? Well, we talked about this, what, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago? I said it's locked out because either they're updating the servers to the brand new graphics cards of the 50 series, or there's way more people playing cloud gaming that people said that's not going to happen than usual. Just saying. Just saying. But like Ryan McCaffrey said, no one can predict the future 5 years out. Clip says, and the people say that cloud is in the future. I beg the difference. A lot of people don't want to spend $1,000 on a good PC. Exactly right. Here's the perfect example, right? Like, I'm saving up the money to buy a brand new PC, okay? But to buy monthly, right? Buy monthly, right? If I want to play a day pass, right? $8. Okay? If I get a 1 month pass, which I can't get right now, but if I want to play on a GeForce RTX 4080, 4K, 200 frames per second, through the cloud is $20 a month. Okay? Well, if I'm not playing every month on PC and a brand new game comes out and I'm going to play it, I could go buy a $2,000 system. Or I could pay $20 for the month and play it on my system and have no problems streaming it. Okay? That's $20. Okay? That's $20 that I can actually play just for the thing. Okay? And I can do that month after month after month after month. Well, 10 months is only $200. Okay? 20 months is $400. 60 months is, you know what I'm saying? $600. So I could pay basically 3 years worth of GeForce Now, and I could put that towards a computer. Right? Or I could just, because I'm not going to be playing every month. Right? I'd be like, oh, brand new game is coming out on PC. I'll pay $20 this month. Then not pay for 6 months. Then pay $20 again, and when a brand new game comes out. Yeah, I was actually thinking of doing this, paying $20 for the month, and then playing Ghost of Tsushima, right, on PC, or going and play Spider-Man 2 on PC. But I can't because it's sold out. Sold out. You can still wait in line to play the free version, by the way. Free basic rig, $0. Notify me. Sold out. Get notified when available in your region. My region is locked out. I can't get anything. Sold out, sold out, sold out. I can get a day pass. I can get a day pass right now for the GeForce RTX for $4. And that gets me what, 6 hour session? Let's see what else is going on. Just like Nintendo digital game, which was limited. I think it's because they're updating their systems. That's what I think it is. In getting ready for the future of more people playing on the cloud. How do you run out of clouds? You run out of servers. You're being overwhelmed, Jones. So in certain areas are being overwhelmed, so more people are playing where I'm at, hence why they cut it off. You're not allowed in. Yeah, they're probably adding 5090s. I think they're adding 5090s, but I also think that more people are playing cloud, right? There's more people playing subscription services. We don't know if it's cloud or if it's Ubisoft Plus or EA Play or Game Pass, whatever it is. More people, 12% increase, are playing more cloud stuff. And if it's sold out in my region, that means more people are playing online for cloud. Hence why they're out of space. So they're either expanding, and that's why they shut it down. Because if they let me in, then I'm hurting someone else that's trying to get in. Then we're fighting over. It's almost like waiting in a queue to get in line for a server for MMO. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Nothing else is really looking like it's. Oh, did he get? Okay. See at these fancy peek at some of the adventures awaiting season 15. Here, this is a 3-minute.
We've got the details on
3-minute video.
thrilling new limited voyage. A look at the new items headed.
Let's
to
look
the
at this real
outpost
fast for
stores.
Sea of Thieves.
And we track down some of the details on what's coming with season 15. I'm sure a lot of you are eager to know more about season 15, and who am I to disappoint? Sea of Thieves Season 15, Wild Things, will launch on February 20th, and throughout the season, we'll be delivering a fine haul of new features. There's big changes in store for the Hunter's Call.
And just to let you know, that's the guy's actual voice, by the way.
Who've expanded beyond their sea posts and set up shop at the many outposts across the Sea of Thieves. You'll also encounter deadly new threats out on the waves, with the feared Redmaw and the Barnacled Dread, two new Megalodon variants that have some devastating abilities. There's new voyages, throwing spears, all sorts of new wildlife, and so much more. We'll reveal all of the details in our full update video next week, so keep your spyglass trained on our social channels for more news soon. But before the new features of Season 15 land on our shores, there's a new limited voyage coming your way, a raid on a dark fortress. Available from the 14th to the 20th of February, this voyage will see you take on ghastly ghost fleets and sea forts full of ferocious phantoms. Battling your way through waves of these pirate poltergeists will see you rewarded with 2 vaults full of valuable loot. So get ready to raid and send these spiteful spectres back to the Sea of the Damned. With our new update on February 20th, there are new items headed to the outpost stores. They say the house always wins, but even if that's true and you lose all of your gold in a game of cards, with these lucky hand instruments, you could maybe earn a little back by strumming a tune. We're also bringing back some items which debuted in Season 8, so if you missed out the first time, now's your chance to freshen up your clothing chest. Over in the Pirate Emporium, some fine new wares have arrived into port, including the Rococo ship, costume, and weapons.
This game is 6 years
old. As well
old.
as the Culinary Cadet emote bundle. And most importantly,
they can make this into an MMO.
eggs. Look at his little snout. And if you're a little light on ancient coins, you can grab the Sting-Tide pistol from the Pirate Emporium for free. With our February update, we're releasing the custom text overlay.
Yeah, that's nothing
A
big.
highly customizable, high-contrast overlay that helps players read in-game text more easily. Using this, you can customize the font size, font color, background color, and the on-screen position of the text. The custom text overlay currently works for riddle maps. However, we have plans to bring it to other parts of the game in the future. This month, we're adding to the ever-expanding Sea of Thieves soundtrack with a new rendition of the Ballad of the Mayor, reimagined in a grander, orchestrated form. You'll hear this in-game on February 20th with the launch of Season 15, but if you can't wait until then, the full version will be available on streaming services on February 14th. And that's us for another...
All right, so really nothing. Fantastic. Really nothing. Did you see, Crowd says, did you see the video that Sungrad Studios made about the Avowed game director? Is that the guy on YouTube that Asmongold watches? He's guy who just talks really slow. He dresses in a suit and whatnot. Is that Sungrad that you're talking about, House? I think I saw something about it where I saw a screenshot. I saw a screenshot of, they showed Todd Howard. They showed Todd Howard and like all the positions that he had before he got to game director. And then they showed, what was Caroline, the girl that we thought was nice when she was doing the interview, right? I was like, she should market the game, which she did. And they showed hers and she had like 4 credits compared to like Todd Howard's. Yeah, I saw that clip, but I haven't watched the video. I just saw the picture. Here's what I'll say about that, right? I don't know anything about the video, what he said, and I do know he's a game developer. I do have to say that not everyone's path is the same. Now, I'm more for what, based on that picture I just described to you, I'm all about starting at the bottom rung and then working your way up because I think you'll be a better manager. And as a manager in the past of amusement parks and Apple and Nordstrom's and movie theater, before I got into the film industry, I would never tell anybody what to do until I did it myself, right? So, for instance, let me tell you a little 2 stories here, okay? When I worked at the amusement park, which was my first job, okay, I started at the bottom rung and then became, over 7 years, a manager. I started when I was 13, became a manager, actually 5 years. I became a manager when I turned 18 years old and became assistant general manager or whatever by the age of 21, okay? Now, all the stuff that I learned in those first 6 years at that job, okay, build me up. So when I was a manager there and told someone to do something, they would take me seriously because I wouldn't tell them to do something because I knew the ins and outs of the job. Okay. But now when I went to the movie theater, okay, I didn't work at the movie theater for years. I worked for the movie theater for weeks, right? So give me a second. Okay. So when I got the job, I started at the bottom rung, but then they promoted me real fast because of my past experience. Now, when I got to the film industry, okay, I was a camera operator, but I started as a PA and moved my way up and then worked my way up. In game design, she's a writer, okay? Now, she's a writer. Now, maybe she's got some skills in some way, shape, or form. The company that she works for Obsidian, was a much smaller company than a company like Bethesda. So lots more people worked at Bethesda than people working at Obsidian. People you know, it's all about who you know and what you know. Okay, so I do agree that she has less experience based on the picture I saw. But I don't know what her experience is before that, right? Like, you wouldn't know my experience before I got to the theater because you didn't know my other resume stuff because it's a completely different business. You see what I'm saying? So from a straight up view in the business, yes, she's not qualified to be a game director. But at the same time, maybe she was the best choice of the people that were there. Don't know. Okay. But obviously, looking at Todd Howard's resume in the field looks much more impressive, and you can understand why he's a game director. But at the same time, people give him shit for being the game director. Okay. Right? Giving him shit because he is the game director. So I think it's a little weird comparison. Again, not everyone does the same path to get to the same position. And just because you're in the same position doesn't mean it's equally compared. Why does that have to do with the directing the game? You don't know what she did before. That's my point, House. You don't know what she did before. You know what she did inside the video game space, but you don't know what her credentials are before. That's my point. Lead game director, no less. Yeah, but again, you don't know the person's experience before. No, you know what she was as a writer before. You don't know what her abilities are and stuff before she got into that role. Did you not listen to the story I just told you? Hey, you think I'm like protecting someone or not? I'm just saying you don't know someone's position before they got into that role. Like my resume for the movie theater, the Nordstrom Superstore, Starbucks, and all this other stuff doesn't matter for my film industry. Right? The film industry, I could become a writer, and I'm writer because I wrote, and right? It's completely two different separate. You don't know what her qualifications are before she got the job as a writer. That's all I'm saying. We don't know you're just looking at the industry, inside the industry, what Todd Howard compared to a brand new person. Again, I didn't watch the video. I don't know what the other things are. I'm looking based on just merit of what the resume is. Maybe she managed a Walmart or something. I don't know. My point is what your qualifications are, okay, and what you know from other past positions, jobs, doesn't just move over a one-to-one for your resume for working in the film industry or working in a... You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Robert Jones says, we don't want to hear your reasonable takes, 30. Okay, so she sucks. She shouldn't have the job that she has. Okay. You know what I mean? I know what you're saying, Jones, but I just think it's silly to be like pitchforks out, right? Even Sarge says experience and merit matters. Yeah, we don't know her experience or merit before she was a writer for the video game space. She could have all this knowledge from other sources or other businesses that she's now using for her position as a writer, now game director. They take a chance on you, or they don't base it on past job experience. That's my point, Sarge. When I worked in the film industry, they didn't ask what my qualifications were in the other jobs. They just put me in a position, right? Like on one shoot, I'm a PA. The next one, I could be assistant director. The next one, I could be a producer. It's that fast in that entertainment space. So if I played a lot of games and have management experience, should I be lead game designer of a multi-million-dollar game? Well, are you starting your own studio? Are you in with a small studio? Are you with 10 people? Are you with 1,000 people? Are you with 10,000 people? Do you work for Ubisoft, or do you work for an independent game developer? Because an independent game developer, I can guarantee you that the people that are starting their own studio and don't have any qualifications of making a game or doing something that wanted to start a business, they would also be thrown into that position, and now they are the CEO, or they are now the lead developer or lead game designer. Or if you open up a business for the very first time, just because I worked at a gas station and I worked there for 15 years and then I opened up a bakery, I don't know how to operate as a manager, but I was a manager of a gas station, but now I'm managing a bakery. Does that not give me more or less experience knowing how to run a business? My point is, you don't know the past experience. You're just looking at the face value of Todd Howard, who's been in the business for 15 years, working his way up Bethesda, and a woman who's wrote 4 things for Obsidian. You don't know her business or what her qualifications were before that. That's all I'm saying. Here, let me look up some stuff here, right? Let me look up some stuff. Is it Obsidian Studios or Obsidian Entertainment? I think it's Obsidian Entertainment, right? Obsidian Entertainment has about 307 employees working in the office across multiple continents. Okay, multiple continents. So what branch does she work for? And is it all hands on deck? Are all studios working on this one game, or is it? Okay, so we'll just say 307 employees. Okay. Bethesda here says it has 450 employees. So that's 150 more people at Bethesda than Obsidian. Okay, and that's, I don't know if that's just in one studio or if that's across all studios. Go on, Stealth. Does he do more than just compare resumes in that video? Yeah, I don't know if he does, right? He's a game dev. He lists his credentials regularly. So I have a question. Does he say, and again, I don't watch the guy. I know who you're talking because Asmongold watches him. How long has he been in the business? And is it longer or shorter than the person he's giving shit to? If it's longer, then you can make it a comparison, right? He's also a solo dev. So do you think he's a solo dev so he's by himself, so he's his own boss? So if he went to another studio, he could probably get a job as a director, right? A complete director? I'm not exactly sure. He looks similar in age. Age of me, of you, of like what, 30s, mid 30s, early 30s. You know what I'm saying? Like if he's his own developer, then I think he's got credentials to talk about the stuff. Okay, if he's a solo developer and he's by himself and he's his own lead, if he moves on from his own production and then goes to somewhere else, on his resume he'd be like, "Well, yeah, I had my own studio." You know what I'm saying? As the woman from Obsidian. Do we know her age? I don't even know her age. What's her name? Carol Patel. Or Patel. It doesn't say her age. It's not known. Let's see here. No, doesn't say her age. I would say she's in her mid 30s. I can't look at this unless I sign in, which I'm not gonna do because I don't feel like getting shit from LinkedIn here. I would get to mid to late 30s. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He worked for several games. Okay, what's his name? What's his name? Let me see. Was it Sungrad? Is that what you said? Sungrad? Sungrad. Sungrand. Sungrand Studios. Okay. Sungrad Studio. And I was assuming he's the CEO. Video game developer for mobile, PC, Nintendo consoles. Official Twitter for behind the scenes, images, insight, and everything game. Okay. Sungrand Studios. So he's been doing it since 2015. 2015. No, that's not what I put. Come on now. It doesn't say how many employees he has. Video game developer studio led by Gerald Dulaw, also known as Silver Falls series of games. It doesn't say. Right? But he's got 10 years experience, right? It says 2015. So he's had several games over 10 years. And he's a person that's done his own companies. Never, if he's a solo guy or if he works with a small amount of people, right? So he didn't have experience, right? But he owns his own studio, decided to own his own studio. Do we know his backstory before he became a solo developer owning his own studio? You see what I'm saying? Is he qualified to operate a gaming studio? Now he is, because he's been in it for 10 years. But was he qualified enough to do it before he got to his own studio? I don't know. I don't know his age. I know nothing about the guy. I'm just putting it in the same light as, do we know what he did before? Kara Patel is her name. Carol Patel. He talks about it in the video, I believe. I would have to look at it and listen to it, which I'm not going to do now because it's 12:30. But I'll look at it, House. Everything's in context. You know what I'm saying? All I said, like I said, I saw the picture of comparing Todd Howard's resume to hers, and which is like, why can't you compare it to some other game director? You see what I'm saying? I understand what he's doing as far as showing Todd Howard coming through the ranks to become game director and comparing it to her, who's game director. But is there no other person that you can compare it to that is a game director that maybe went up the same type of thing, maybe wasn't in the industry as long? You can make it look and be any way you want if you don't poke. You know what I'm saying? Again, my grass is beautiful, but if I get down close, I can tell there's a lot of bugs and a lot of insects that are destroying my grass. Robert Jones says he makes games for Switch, PS Vita, and older handhelds. Pretty cool. Keeping the old things alive. I don't know. Maybe we could do that. Yeah, I have no problem doing that, House. And what I'm saying is, when I look at stuff like that, I don't take it for face value. I take it as entertainment value, and I'm like, oh, okay, he's comparing it to that, right? I have nothing in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, the first time we saw her was watching the video. Was it Monday? I was like, that's who should have been marketing this game, right? I know nothing about her as a person, what her career was. She was just talking about a game and we watched her. And I was like, that's who should be talking about this game, not Matt Hansen, or Henson, whatever his name is, okay, who's destroying their game before it comes out. Now it's underneath the microscope, right? Now everyone's like looking at it. If I get down low enough, I'm going to find a lot of problems. You playing Avowed today? I am not. No, I'm not paying early access to it. We'll play it next week. Probably Tuesday night. Yeah, because we don't play games anyway, Roadkill, on stream for the rest of the week because it's Thursday. So we'll do GXG tonight. Then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I usually hang out and play games with my son. So, and then I usually play Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night type of stuff. I play in the afternoons a little bit, but if I play Avowed for the first time, I'm gonna play it on stream. Well, this is what I'll do, House. I will go watch the video. And if it seems entertaining enough, I will watch it, the rest of it. Like, I'll stop watching it, going, okay, I'll watch it the rest. If I don't want to watch it on stream, I will watch the video in its complete, and then we can have another conversation about it. But I will watch it regardless. Either I'll watch it off stream and then talk about it next week, or maybe even tonight, probably next week. Or I will watch it on stream and we'll finish watching it on stream. that's going to do it for us today. I appreciate you guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you'd like to go above and beyond that. Become a member as little as $5. We are doing GXG tonight, Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast. It goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. 8 p.m. Eastern. You can also listen to us, watch us over on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or Anchor.fm. We do have uploads on this channel after today. All the stuff that we've talked about all week, I start uploading stuff throughout the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, to keep my kind of channel relevant while I'm not streaming for 3 days. So a bunch of videos are going to be going up this weekend. Hit a like button on those. Even though you watched it live, it helps us out a lot. If you just go watch the video or go click on the thumb button and then close it out, whatever, just to show people that, hey, we like it and whatnot, and it pushes out to other people. So I appreciate you very much. You have a great rest of your day, afternoon, or evening, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Sunshine, rise and shine. The daily grind is here on time with gaming news and fun galore. We'll chat and entertain once more. The coffee's hot, the mic is on. Jump in the chat, let's have some fun. From pixel small to stories grand, we bring the magic to your hand. We're nitty tuning daily, don't you miss entertainment wrapped in bliss. From new releases, tips and tricks, the daily grind, your morning fix. Controller ready, headset too, we've got the updates just for you. From late night streams to morning plays, we cover gaming all the ways. Controller ready, headset too, we've got the updates just for you. From late night streams to morning plays, we cover gaming all the ways. Laughs and news, our winning blend, the show with you, our dearest friend. Comments rolling, chats alive, the daily grind, 5-star vibe. Tune in daily, don't you miss entertainment wrapped in bliss. From new releases, tips and tricks, the daily grind, your morning fix. Good morning, sunshine, rise and shine. The daily grind is here on time with gaming news and fun galore. We'll chat and entertain once more. The coffee's hot, the mic is on. Jump in the chat, let's have some fun. From pixel small to